Good afternoon, everyone. A very, very warm welcome to Online Darts. And here we are back with day 5 of Q School Daily, joined by Lee and Luke today. Gentlemen, only one place to start. We'll come to the chat room in a minute, but huge news from the UK. It's not a great day for the North Americans. Danny Baggish and Danny Lorby have departed, Luke. Is that a big, big surprise for you?
Well, I think the form that Danny Baggish showed at the World Championship, knocking out Dimon Heta, and the form that he showed in the CDC Tour when he won 3 of those events, we really thought he was going to come over and do something special at Q School. We've seen his talent and we know how good he is, but it just shows how differently COVID can affect these people, because he has bounced back from it. But is he 100% where he needs to be? It doesn't look likely. And right now he's going to have to come up with a really big last day if he wants to get himself through to stage 2 at Q School.
Yeah, he probably needs to at least make a final tomorrow. Can he do it on what you've seen so far?
I think like Leonard's saying now, he can do it. There's what he's produced previously. He's run into one today, averaging in the 90s. He's run into one. The same thing we said about Lowbury. I do think Baggish can still do it, and I still expect him to. But I think we've mentioned it from day 1. And now on day 5, it's all the luck of the draw that will certainly help. And he needs a massive day. I agree. It's got to be a final tomorrow.
I was going to say, I'm going to let you two look over at some results in a minute while I do all the necessary. He's going to say a warm welcome to everyone in the chat room. Welcome along. We logged in at 12:30 and the chat room was already buzzing. It was unbelievable, guys. Say hello to all the usuals that are in there. Mark Daniels, Juanita, Luke, Scott are all there. As always, welcome along. Pim saying hello. Marie, we are all there. Some of the comments are there. Absolutely buzzing along. I see you're enjoying it. Yeah, Anastasia Dobromoslova. She was cruising from Russia with love, doing her bit. So in the comments, what's your result of the morning so far? And of course, the most important thing, please subscribe to Online Darts TV. All you've got to do is hit subscribe, turn the notifications on so you don't miss any of our Q School streams. We'll come back to you guys. What's the ones that stand out so far for you? We'll start with you, Lee.
Well, I'm just looking over the Anastasia one at the moment. Looks like she's going to lose this lead, but 5-1 up. Standout scores this morning was probably seeing Nick Fullwell coming out the blocks with an 106 average and a 6-0 win in his first game. I know he's followed it up. The performance wasn't the same, but has followed it up with a 6-2 win against Bradley Home. So Nick Fullwell looks like he's on the charge for another good day after picking up some points yesterday.
For you, Luke?
For me, I think the biggest story of the EUQ School is probably going to have to be Colin not playing. I think that's devastating because I really did think he had a chance of making a little bit of a name for himself, especially within the French darting scene. We've also seen Leonard Gatesfall, who did really well at UKQ School last year. So there's been a few pretty shock results, but you know, yesterday we saw a lot of the guys that did rise to the top were the players that we expected to. I expect similar today, but a couple of shocks early on.
Yeah, definitely. Going to hop in the chat room as well, because I think it's Pim that says, what do you guys think about T-Will Trickle absence today? Yeah, look, massively surprised. We don't know the reasons why. All it just says he's not there. Did he miss registration? Was he ill? Has he got COVID symptoms? We're all completely guessing. We don't know. But I suppose, guys, the acid test will be if he plays tomorrow, because he was much favoured to get through this.
Yeah, and I think just a couple of wins should be enough tomorrow if he can come in tomorrow and play. Just one quick update. Anastasia has now won 6-1. A lot of missed doubles in that final lead, but Anastasia is now through to the next next round, sorry.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest news from there. And also Matt Campbell, after a disappointing day, into the last 32. Much needed points for him after a disappointing day yesterday, Luke.
Yeah, Matt Campbell, yeah, he's rebounded well. You know, he got a little bit unlucky yesterday, but he really had points. We know that in stage 1, you know, 1 or 2 points you get you through. So as long as he can win a couple of games, he can win one more. I think it's highly likely that he will actually get through. But Matt Campbell's, he was one of the most fancy players to come through automatically. I would not be shocked if he went on to get an automatic spot today.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's going to float around. Ronnie Hybrix doing bits as well after, again, disappointing day yesterday. Owen Roloff, 5-1 up, about to go into the last 32 over 4-2 in Niedernhausen. Jimi Hendrix behind. So they're all flying there, guys. So we've got Lee is casting his eye over the UK, Luke over EU, and I'm going to float around in between. Again, a lot of love for Chuck Norris and for Diogo Portela in the chat room again today. So UK, Ian Joplin, 2-1 behind on board 19. Ryan Harrington, surprise, lead behind on board 6, 2-0. Robert Owen against Danny Applin, 2-all. Danny is from my neck of the woods. A couple of the boys asking how he's getting on. It's 2-all with Robert Owen, who had a good day yesterday. So some interesting ones there. Rocky, Andy Jenkins, 5-2 up against Reece Coley, who had a very good day yesterday, Lee. Jenks producing it when he needs to because he wasn't at his best yesterday.
Yeah, what a tough draw that is. Last 120 hours, Jens versus Coley. He was outstanding yesterday. But in the position that Jens is in, not a great standard by both players, but I guess you'd expect Jens to see it through. Coley needs to step it up and retract some of the darts he was throwing yesterday to get it back into this one.
Yeah, definitely. Tiz has joined us in the chat room. Tiz, how you doing, lad? Superb yesterday. Welcome you back on Tuesday. Got Jules joining us for the first time in the chat room. She had the privilege of backstage with bars, as she called it, as I was getting ready. He was on the phone to her, sorting out some stuff. But that's for another show, no doubt. A lot of love for Anastasia in the chat room as well. The current defending Windmill World Master until the tournament is revitalised. John O'Shea, 2-all with Jordan Brooks on board 3. Needs a good daily.
Yeah, needs a big day. Went out early yesterday, I believe, to Aiden. So today needs to get something or with tomorrow's going to be a huge day for a lot of players, and that draw is going to be massively important for a lot of them.
Yeah, definitely. Anything developing over in Niedernhausen for you, Luke? How are we looking? Anything stand out at the moment?
We did see Dragutin Horvat exit just as you were talking earlier on, so I'd say that was quite a big one. The draw's wide open. I have just seen Ledl asking chat who we think are going to be the 4 players that come through EU and UK. So if I was gonna have to put my prediction out there and guess, I would probably say Matt Campbell looks good for spot 1. Christian Kist, if he's anywhere near his best, for spot 2. He's in quite a good part of the draw, and I think it's quite open. Simeonidis could be close, but I'm going to go with Kist. Justicia is strong enough. You know, he's played on the tour for quite a few years. He's experienced, and he's played these players week in, week out. I think he's got a good chance. And then maybe we see a resurge of Ronnie Hybrix. Wouldn't it be nice to see him join his brother back on the tour? Whether he'll play for the World Cup team again, I doubt it with Dimitri Van den Berg coming through, but I think he looks strong. So there are to watch for in the EU in each section. But yeah, not much development at the minute. Simeonidis is 5-4 up. Looks like that he's going to win that game now. Just needs to come away with it, but he's only averaging 68. So, you know, he's going to have to up that for the next round if he does want to try and get that second spot.
Yeah, a few people joining us in the chat. Spike, how are we all doing? Niall Tugboat, he wants to know what I'm drinking, what we get to do to get us through. Sugar-free Lucozade, always there. 10 days of this, need to keep vitamin C up, that's for sure. Jackass, when does the next stage of Q School? So we'll have a better idea. It starts on Sunday, stage 2. So obviously today, as the order of merit unfolds, we'll know what's going on and everything like that. Because certain people could get to 4 today, and that is the magical number, gentlemen. Race to 4 in the UK. What we've seen in the EU, 1 could be enough. Just 1 win could take you through to stage 2. Sorry, but that's criminal. Don't like that at all.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think 1's too little. It doesn't give you enough of a representation. I think to be honest, I'm not sure how I would have restricted it, because I understand that we've got too many people in the first round to give points away because there's too many buys. But 1 win shouldn't be enough. There should be no one getting through with just 1 point. I would say a minimum of 3 points, to be honest. I think even 2. You know, you're not winning enough games there really for representation to get into that last stage. And if you get unlucky with a draw 3 days in a row and you've averaged 85 plus, but there's people winning the EU, which we've seen, winning with a 52 average. It just feels a little bit unfair and a bit criminal. But, you know, that's the way the PDC have decided to do it. It's unlikely they'll get tour cards, but I do feel it's harsh on the players who could have made the final stage but won't get a chance because of a slightly unlucky draw.
Yeah, no, definitely. A couple of people asking in the chat room, where's the draw bracket? Mike, if you go to Darts Connect or tv.dartconnect.com, click on the boards. You can see how they all play out, mate. Joe, how are you all doing, mate? Joining us. He's got how many automatic spots are up for grabs each day during the final stage? Just one. It is like a pro tour. Stage 2 is played down to one winner each day. So 4 cards available for automatics. Then it's on the order of merit. An interesting one, guys. We'll start with you, Lee. Do you like that change? Because it's always been 2, especially in the UK, but they're going more for consistency over winning one day this year.
Yeah, and I think we should have a winner. It should be broken down to a winner. I understand why today we've got that across 4 people who go through. Obviously, otherwise we might have a situation in Europe where people with 0 but an high average might get through. So I think we need those winners in Europe, in particular. But I think 1 winner a day should be the go-to for getting a card, and then obviously we'll go down to the rankings, and we're still waiting on that PDC announcement to see how many are going to UK and Europe.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. The smart money is somewhere 17, 12, 16, 13. I've seen a lot banded around, but I'm guessing they'll make that decision before the play on. Well, the decision's probably already been made, but the announcement will probably come Saturday night, I reckon. Some news from the UK. Andy Jenkins has gotten over the line 6-4. He was in complete control, mismatched starts, but Rocky is into the last 64 and is off and running. Feel free to jump in anytime, gents, when you know what's going on. I'm just going to share some links around. So,
Yeah,
so jump in.
I'll just jump in there. Then Ryan De Vries. Yeah,
go on, Luke. We'll go to Europe first.
Ryan De Vries just knocked out Jerry Hendricks, which is quite a big shock, I would have said. You know, we saw him on the stage a few years ago with that ever-famous walk-on to Free From Desire. But yeah, it's 86 average from Ryan De Vries. I really wasn't expecting him to go through in that round. And I think that, you know, it puts Jerry Hendricks in a little bit of trouble. Could definitely do with another point. He's only on 1. And the thing is, although people did get through on 1 point last time, there's only 3 players currently in a provisional spot who haven't got a point yet. So by the end of tomorrow, I reckon we'll probably see a few people out with 1 point. And he definitely could be one of them if he doesn't get another. So Jerry Hendricks in a little bit of trouble.
What have you got for us, Lee?
Yeah, so I was just going to update you on the Toley Jenkins, as you mentioned. Jenkins won 6-4. Toley got a couple of legs back and looked like he was going to take it all the way, but Jenkins seen that one out. I was also keeping an eye on Robert Owen and Applin. That was 2 apiece when you updated us on that one last. Owen has then reeled off 4 consecutive legs and won 6-2. So those are the one I was keeping on, as well as Chuck Norris. So Chuck Norris has started well and has got a 2-0 lead over Frankie Ansel.
Definitely. Where are we? One that stuck out. Ryan Harrington only trails 3-2 now. He was in a little bit of trouble, but in a better situation than what he was a minute ago. Ben Cheeseman had a great day yesterday. He's tied at 4-all on board 27 right now. And of course, the fans' favourite, board 32, Alan Norris, is 2 up. We'll keep an eye on him. Again, a lot of people loving our music analysis yesterday, and some big news from board 9. James Duncan, a.k.a. Duncan James, trails to Glenn Gibson 4-3 at the moment. So it might be an early exit for the potential boy band Blue Star.
I think Liam
got a bit of a
was through
story
as well.
developing
Won his
in the
first
EU.
game, so we'll have him back later on.
Yeah, tough game, Liam Gallagher against Jared Cole on board 29 as well. That'll be interesting. Nick Fullwell, 106 average in his first round, trails Justin Smith 2-0, but a lot of time Justin. He was in the chat room yesterday as well. Very, very good player as well. So that should be tasty. Going to go back to Luke. What's developing over in Niedernhausen?
Yeah, so we've got a player that I've not actually heard of before called Robbie Knops, who's actually won through both of his rounds with a 90-plus average. He's just knocked out Johan Engström, who's seen a couple of European tours, quite a well-developed Swedish player who's on the cusp of being the World Cup team within the next couple of years. But yeah, he's having a good little run there. He's through the last 16, 2 more games, and he'd be automatically through to the second round stage of the Q School. So he's playing well. Definitely a story to watch, that one.
Another one, people talking in the chat room for you. Jose Justicia going about his business today again.
Yeah, he's just won that round 6-1 against Joey De Jong. He's playing well again. I've seen him play on the Pro Tour many times. And he's a confident guy. He plays well. Qualified for the World Championships through the Pro Tour before. We know he's got form. I'd like to see him back on the tour. It's nice to see the Spanish guys get there. And yeah, he's got every chance of getting through at the second stage. We'll have to see if he can get a tour card from there.
Yeah. Lee, for you, Flash Mark Dudbridge, former world finalist, had a good day yesterday, and he's in control over on board 2 as we speak.
Yeah, I was going to say, he started off with a win today, then started in Jensen. Then not a brilliant standard, but done enough to see himself through, and looks like he's doing enough against Dan Green, and should progress now until the last 64.
Again, it's all going on across the boards. We are casting our eye across it all because it's tough for you guys to do it. We've got screens everywhere, so we know what's going on. Chuck Norris 2-1 now, but fancy him to get the job done. Ryan Harrington level at 3-all on board 6 in Milton Keynes. So some big games warming up as well. Where are we? Just looking through some of the results. I'll tell you what, guys, it's a bit like yesterday. There's been plenty of bagels and plenty of nobles so far. Not a lot in between again. It was one of those days yesterday. What are we going to have a same today?
I'm just looking over the Cheeseman game, and it is looking very likely that we are going to a noble, as we are 5-4 at the moment. With Luke Ellie 186 with darts in hand, and Cheeseman back on 210. And what a setup! 150 leaves 36. So we could be going to a 5-5 here. Other one I've got an eye on is Liam Barry Cole. Good start by both players, but Dalila took the first lead in 12. So just 1-0 over here. I'm just oh, there we go. Cheeseman, he's done to a noble lead, so with 5-5. So come back to me in a moment for that one, and I'll see through to the final stages of Cheeseman and Luke Ellie.
Board 3, John O'Shea, currently 4-all now with Jordan Brooks. That one, nip and tuck. And Ryan Harrington, come from behind. He's now 4-3 in front. Much needed a big one there. I'm just going to have a look at the current order of merit and see how we're getting on. Europe, on that one, the UK one. So, going off previous ones, there's people, the top 9 are already on 4 points. That should be enough. We feel there's a host of players on 3, some big names just outside or in and around the 1-2 point area. Looking, some big names on no points. We'll have it all to do tomorrow, gents. Do we think, looking at it, can Baggish do it tomorrow, or do we think it's going to be an early depart for the American?
Honestly, for me, I don't think he'll do it. I think you had to pick a point in the first 2 days for a bit of confidence. I'd be the first one to say I'd absolutely love to see him do it, because I do think he's definitely got the quality, if he's on the tour for 2 years, to get through the Pro Tour, get himself into the top 64, and then push forward to the top 32. We know how good he is, and we know how good he can be as a guiding light for North America. But the first 2 days have been poor in my eyes, and I just don't see him doing it. You know, that's a big stretch to get through a final, and then he's going to have to come back and do it all over again in a couple of days' time. I just don't see it happening. I think he'll crash out again.
Going to stick with you here a minute, Luke. Matt Campbell has won by the look of it.
Yeah, Matt Campbell has. Yeah, he's through the last 16, and so is Daniel Petrie. So we've got 2 quite big names there in the EU side. Daniel Petri's just gone through the last 32 rather, but he's also won. So that's big for the Italian darts. But yeah, Matt Campbell coming back really strong, 96 average, 6-2 win. He's looking good. He's looking on form, and Matt Campbell seems to have done what Danny Baggish couldn't at the UKQ school.
1-4-2 finished to win it as well. Campbell showing his quality, and if he averages that all day, I don't see who beats him in that field. Do you?
Yeah, I agree. With Engstrom out, I thought he was the biggest danger in that sector of the draw. Now I think, yeah, Matt Campbell's going to cruise to probably getting through to that stage.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to head back into the chat room. Gob has joined us. How are we doing there? Pim says, one for us all. Do we think we'll have a new country getting a tour card? Look, I'm quite hopeful that Hopi is going to get one. I think we might see a New Zealander on tour. Yeah, I think he grew into Q School. Wasn't great on day one, but got better as we went along. I think we could see an All Black winning a tour card, mate, is my one. What about you guys? We'll start with you, Lee.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go. I think it helps for the people who've played the 3 days in these stages, especially 1A, because you've had that. We was talking about it with Barney. You've had that match practice, and I think it'll be brilliant for him. For Hopi, he got better over those 3 days. So he was the one as well that I was going to tip to have a good 4 days starting from Sunday.
For you, Luke?
I wouldn't say Trollet, but he's pulled out. I really did think he had a good chance for France. Possibly keep your eye on Petri for the Italians, but yeah, I sort of agree with you. I think Puha could be up there. I'd be absolutely stunned if none of the Americans do get one. You know, we had Gates in the UQ school, and then Lauby, and then we've also got Baggish as well. So yeah, there's a few names floating around for America that I really thought were going to do well. But yeah, I think maybe one in Tricola if he comes back for this last day and gets a point.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that he can come back and play. It'd be nice because he was unlucky last year. Ryan Harrington has just won on board 6, ladies and gentlemen. 6-3 victory. He was behind there. So Ryan Harrington showing his class. And John O'Shea leads Jordan Brooks in that battle on board 3 in the last 1-2-8. The Joker needs something. One game that intrigues me. It keeps glaring at me for obvious reasons. Jared Cole 2-2 with Liam Gallagher. Lee.
Yeah, very good game. It's been a very good game. Liam Gallagher took an early lead, 2-0. Jared Cole's come back into it and upped his average now. He's around 92. Just the other ones I was looking at, Cheeseman got through. Also seen Dudbridge done through as well. But yeah, keep an eye on Jared Cole, Liam Gallagher. Also, just looking over the Jordan Brutts and John O'Shea one. Jordan Brutts looks like he definitely looks favourite, 100 in front for this lead, which would take it to a last lead decider.
Oh, tasty game warming up on board 18 as well in MK. Stephen Burton against Andy Jenkins, and we saw these two clash on the MODUS Live League last year. Two players that know the game, know it inside out. That should be tasty to say the least. Nick Fullwell fighting back against Justin Smith on board 30 as well. 3-3 at the moment. All eyes on the UK as these hot up. Of course, Luke, feel free to jump in if something huge is happening over in Niedernhausen. But at the moment, all the drama and all the action seems to be from MK.
Yeah, and Brooks did take out that lead, so we are down to the last lead decider between O'Shea and Brooks. And O'Shea just started with a 40 on front.
Might be a disaster for the Joker if he falls in the 1-2-8 stage, because it would mean no points. And in this game, points do make prizes, gentlemen. Very big ones.
Very big ones, especially in UK.
Yeah, 100%. Just scrolling through to see where we...
Jared Cole has just taken a 3-2 lead. So that's three consecutive leads by Jared Cole. Looking in control in this game. And O'Shea is currently on 3-6 with Brooks on 3-6 in this last lead decider.
Again, Jared Cole needs a result here. Didn't play well yesterday, crashed early. Young man, much talked about from the Target Elite 1 squad, if you want to call them that. So work to do for him, but that would be a huge, huge result. Andy Jenkins has taken the first against Burton on board 18 as, again, some right belters warming up board 28. Aidan Kirk and Jason Askew both had good days yesterday. Again, that should be tasty.
Yeah,
just back into the chat room.
Go
on, Luke. What have we got from Niedernhausen?
Yes, we've got some good games. We've got Luke Peters against Daniel Petrie. Luke Peters he's been tipped by quite a few of the Holland guys on Twitter about how good he can be. I haven't seen him play, but he's got potential. And the first day of Q School, he did actually play quite well. We saw a few quite good averages. We've seen Ryan De Vries take a 2-1 lead over Willem Mandigas, who's been on the BDO stage quite a few times. And then we've also got, where was that? I've missed it. Christian Kiss is 2-1 up as well, which is quite big. Obviously played at the BDO, world champion, and we'd like to see him back on the tour. He's slowly rebuilding his career after losing his card. So let's see what he can do today.
Yeah, what were you going to jump in with, Lee?
Just to the final stages of the Brutts and O'Shea. O'Shea's 146 with darts in hand currently. Brutts has left 70. O'Shea 58. Just leaves 88. So Brutts is coming back to the board with 3 darts in hand for a 70 finish, which would wrap this up 6-5. Can he take this after a per visit before with only 36? Jordan Brutts. Can he take it? No, we can't. Leave 16. So John O'Shea's coming back for 88. Can he pounce on this opportunity? John O'Shea had the throw, but had a very poor storing lead. And he does. Take out 88. So stores of 40, 60 twice and 58. Very poor from John O'Shea. Storing wise, 88 in 2 to get himself into the next stage, which he needs a good run today after not a great run yesterday.
So the Joker is through. Going to hop back into the chat room here. Dean says, afternoon, fellas, to us all. Yep, how are we doing? Again, the chat room, absolutely rocking, guys. Charlie, the boss, in. How are we doing, mate? Superb, of course, the ever-present Andrew is in the house. Lendl from FDI. Again, go and check them out on Twitter. The FDI rankings, absolutely superb. If you want to know who is playing well right now, and of course, any questions on Q School, get them in the chat room. If we don't answer it, someone else will. The nature of the community we have here at Online Darts, chat room absolutely bouncing and all the time, and you'll always get the information that you need. Sorry if I've missed any questions, but if we have, fire them back in and we will answer. But back to the action as it's all going down. So swap the graphic a minute so we can have some of the UK scores up as well. Andy Jenkins 3-1 over Burton. Now you wouldn't put it past Rocky, would you?
He's playing very well. High 90s average here. And then it's Burton. What a tough draw for Stephen Burton today. Obviously, he's came through his first stage in Labour 6-5, and then his next game after that is Andy Jenkins. So the draw hasn't helped him out one little bit, but he's got a lot to do here. But because Jenkins is playing so well, just in a couple of the other games that I've got an eye on, Jared Cole and Liam Gallagher are now 3 apiece, and Aidan Turd and Jason Askew are 1-1.
Yeah, I'm looking over Nick Fullwell against Justin Smith, and Fullwell was raced into a 5-3 lead, having been 3-0 down, so 5 on the spin. But Smith looking as if, after this score, because this is the pivotal throw here. 2-6-6 needs to leave a finish, so needs to be careful here. Suspense on Dart Connect kills you. And 92 doesn't leave a finish, but is in front on the Fullwell throw. So this could be going 5-4 and back on throw here. Yeah, Fullwell 153, Smith 174. We'll stay here for the minute to see where this leg goes. Smith 96 to leave 78. So Nick Fullwell is going to get the chance at 153 for the match. Can't take it. 57 to leave 96. So Smith 78 for an important break back. Takes it in 3 darts. We are back on throw here in that one. Guys, jump in and feel free whenever you want.
Yeah, just one update from me. Jared Toll started to step in scoring wise here, left 170 after that 4-3 lead, currently over Liam Dalida. Like I said, in control in this lead, against the throw with 170 now throwing with Dalida on 195. So could be a big lead for Jared Toll. Would have 2 of the last 3 leads if required on throw. 105 here leaves 65, so puts himself in a very good position for a 5-3 lead.
This one getting scratchy. Someone asked, "Where's the question in the chat room?" I find it's a good question. From Craig, he says, "Do you agree with the players who have dropped off the tour going straight into stage 2? Surely dropping off because you weren't good enough, so you shouldn't get an easier ride." Look, I agree with that partly. However, I also flip it. No, and I say the fact they've dropped off, the PDC know they're a standard they can compete, because we've talked about it numerous times that people have fluked the tour card on one day. So I personally haven't got a problem with them dropping off and going straight into stage 2. I'd like to see a promotion and relegation type system between the Challenge Tour anyway. But I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, to be fair, the guys that have dropped off the tour, a lot of them, yeah, as you said, they're averaging 85, 90 already. They already have won money on the tour. We don't really want players that do fluke a tour card, going into the tour, earning $2,000 over 2 years, and then dropping straight back. And that doesn't make any sense. Whereas, if you're giving these players one leg up, potentially the guys who've already averaged 90, it's less likely that someone who's fluked one is going to win it and only win $2,000. It's more likely that the money's going to be a bit more spread evenly, and there's going to be more chances of players that could actually win a tour card. We could win through the Pro Tour of Merit for the World Championship. We really want a balanced affair where all 128 players could qualify for the World Championship, and the more players that have the potential, the better. Because we see tour card holders who it's unlikely they'll ever make the World Championship, but we want to try and reduce that. So I see where the PDC have done it. I like the system, and I think, yeah, I agree. I think it's a good system to have in place.
I'm going to jump in here. Game over here. Nick Fullwell beating Justin Smith 6-4. Brilliant leg from Fullwell. 180 or 177 set up to leave tops, and he takes it out in 15 on the Smith throw. 6-4 win for Fullwell. So superb from him. He was 3 behind in that one. It's all going on. Jason Askew back to 2-all with Aidan Kirk on board 28.
Yeah, not what I expected scoring wise. Both strapping away at the moment. But one opportunity coming in here for Jared Toll. 76 left with Dalida on 65. Out in 2, so Toll is through with a 6-3 win. And then Celine Dalida, who had a decent run yesterday, but Toll that's through this one. 6-3, and Askew just takes that lead and he's 3-2 up against Aidan.
Over to Niedernhausen with you, Luke. How's it all going?
Yeah, so Mandic is just taking a 5-2 lead over Ryan de Vries. He's playing really well. We're seeing a good game between Belmont and Roloffs. Belmont's reeling off quite a few legs. He's 4-0 up, but he's playing really well. We've seen him at the World Cup a couple of times for Switzerland, so that will be a new tour card holder if he does get through. And we've also seen Daniel Petrie against Luke Peters. I would say this is a bit of a shock if Petrie did come out and win this. He's taken the first 2 legs. He's taken his 2 legs on throw. Peters has won his leg on throw, so it's currently 2-1 to Petrie, and it's Peters' throw. So, yeah, a close one, that one. Both averaging pretty similar, and the game's gone on throw so far.
Again, Juanita in the chat room says that's it for Oasis tonight. Yeah, half the world away we go.
Juanita, don't start him off again.
We had to get one in even though we lost. Richard Ford in the house. How we doing, buddy? Yep. Again, chat room. Absolutely loving it, guys. Any questions you want, get them in there. Of course, if you've seen it, share the links as well. Let everyone else know we are live, so not missing out on any of the action. Let's run our eyes over it. Some absolute bouncers in progress here.
Bill, quick update over here. Burton and Jenkins 4 apiece, both averaging around that 90 mark. Very good game, and should really go all the way how both are playing. Burton's just got the edge in this advantage with throw. As I say that, he puts him back to back 60s. But very good game over here with Aidan Turk and Jason Askew. Askew has just got the first break of the game and has now got a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, here we are. Andrew in the chat room says, I like new system. Just need to sort out the idiotic way of calculating the leg difference tiebreaker. Completely agree. The same little bits and bobs there, but we'll get there. Darting Dynamite, guys, respect for keeping this up. Not a problem, mate. It is exhausting. However, we are here for you guys. It's the only reason we do it. If you guys didn't watch, then we wouldn't do it, but you absolutely love it. Just scrolling through.
Just from the EU, Mandingers has gone through 6-2 against De Vriend, 86 average. We've seen him at the video quite a few times. He's playing well. A couple of games off now, getting through that second stage. A good performance at 6-2.
Where are we? Ryan Harrington underway in the last 64 trials. Jamie Clark by 1. Scrolling through. Some absolute belters in progress. Anastasia Dobromoslova warming up on board 13 in her last 64. Looking to join Fallon Sherrock in stage 2. Where's the game I'm looking for? Calculations everywhere. Burton 5-4. Bent needs to win 2 on the spin.
Yeah, on this one, both missed starts in lead 9. Both missed starts in lead 9. Jenkins has got the throw and a good advantage, being on 2-6-7 and then Spurs 3-2-3. So should be down all the way here if Jenkins can keep up that story.
Get a lot of conspiracy theories on Twitter about the random draw scenario, as we saw Justin Smith take on Gary Stafford for the second day running. I couldn't possibly comment. All I'll say is I'm not sure how random a draw is when a computer and names are involved. If it was pulled out of a hat, yes, but computers have memories. Make of it what you will. Askew 4-3 now on board 28.
Yeah,
Mark says European. Go on, mate.
I was just going to say, Turk break straight back here, but Askew's got another opportunity. Then just it's 46 to leave 147. Aidan Turk with darting and now with 178 after hitting 140 last visit. On the other game, I'll come back to Turk in a moment. On the other one, Burton and Jenkins have now gone to a last lead decider. Burton with the dart throws 78, Jenkins with 79. So not brilliant start from both players. So should be going right to the wire with that one. Aidan Turk now got an opportunity on 118 to level this time up. And only at 44. Jason Askew, 108 for another break. Would be a perfect time to do it, having 2 of the last 3 leads to on throw. To not only set it up with 52, so Aidan Turk coming back for 74 to level this one up. Can he do it? Starts to net. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. 4-4 here. Sorry, Phil, just stay with me. Just stay with me. So, just stay with me. Burton and Jenkins. Burton's got darting and 108. after 12 darts, left 108. Jenkins has left 92. Burton coming to the board. Can only hit 80, leaves 28. Jenkins is coming back for 92. Can he wrap this up in the last lead decider? As we know it as a George Noble lead. No, he can't. Only hit 41. So Burton, 3 darts in hand, 28. Can Burton get himself through in the next round? Bust. Stephen Burton has bust 28. Jenkins is coming back for 51. Can Andy Jenkins take this opportunity? The anticipation. Yes, does it in 2. So Andy Jenkins 6, Stephen Burton 5. Burton had opportunities to win this, missing darts a double in this lead, but Andy Jenkins goes through to the next round with a 6-5 win.
If my memory serves me correctly, didn't Burton fluff his lines yesterday with match darts?
Yes, he did. Yeah. So 2 days running, match darts have been missed for Stephen Burton, but he'll come back tomorrow. Hopefully, he'll be able to rectify that. Sorry, just on the other game, it's all happening on these 2 days. I've got an eye on. Aidan Turth has now got the lead over Jason Askew with a 5-4 lead, which has came from absolutely nowhere.
Again, the King of Cosham into the last 32. Over to Niedernhausen. How are we looking, Luke? What's going down over there?
Yes, we've just seen Kist win his last 64 game with a 10 darter. He was playing pretty average that the whole game. The best we've seen is a 14 darter before that, but came out with a 10 in the last leg just when he needed it. So he's gone through. We've also seen Stefan Belmont 6-0 against former BDO World Youth Champion Owen Roloffs, which is quite a big win. Luke Peters has broken Daniel Petrie in the 5th leg to take a 4-3 lead now overall. The rest of the game's gone by throw, but Peters now has a narrow lead. That is a really big game, so I'll keep my eye on that one. But yeah, all in all, pretty standard results, what we expect to see. Youngins has just gone out 6-4, but we've just seen that Matt Campbell is beginning to warm up for his last 16 match against Stefan Belmont.
Again, Gino Voss, very much going under the radar, Luke, as well. Quietly going about his business. Impressive averages so far today.
Yeah, he is. 3-3 currently with Stefan Niles, and that's going to be another one to watch. You know, he's a critical scorer, and he can play well. Just seeing Petrie there, just as I come in, Petrie's broken back, so it's 4-4 now. Huge match, really, really big. Either of these players could go through.
Ronnie Hybrix underway as well on board 15. The much loved Ronnie Hybrix.
Yeah, Ronnie Hybrix, he's played 2 games so far, hasn't dropped a leg, although I wouldn't read into that too much because neither of the opponents has averaged over 60. But it is nice to see him get a couple of points under his belt, and hopefully if he gets another 2 wins, then we might see Ronnie get through to stage 2.
Going to hop back to Lee. I believe we've got another Noble in progress on board 28.
Yes, we have 2 breaks to throw in the last 2 legs between Askew and Turth. Askew's got the throw now. Start off with 100. Turth with only 59 in response. Only throws in 40. So a lot of pressure as we've seen over the past couple of days. A lot of pressure in the last legs. Quality not always been there, but the pressure and the drama certainly has.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump to Mark in the chat room. Is Baggish out? Yes, he is, mate. Unfortunately, needs an absolute monster day tomorrow, does the gambler. Whilst you're looking at that one, I shall take you to board 26. Robert Owen, Martin Turner, 6-4. Stack Attack moves on. And I think, again, in terms of points, Robert Owen has secured place in stage 2 regardless. Anastasia just underway on board 13 as well. Can from Russia with Love pick up another victory today. Brian Hallas, who played well yesterday, board 25, he leads Russell Murphy by 4 legs to 3. But we're going to go back to Lee because I'm guessing that Noble leg is coming to an end.
Yeah, after 15 darts, Askew's got 110. Aidan Turth not storing well enough in this, has got 178. Askew does it in 3, 110 taken out, and wins 6-5 in what was a topsy-turvy day. Askew leading it early on. Turth got a nice break, and got a lead 5-4, but Askew's won the last two, a break to make it 5-5, and has seen this one out in 18 with a 110 finish. So Jason Askew will go on into this and will get some more points on the board after yesterday.
100%. We need Phil doing the running tally on the bagels and the nobles. It's what we do. I'm loving the fact that the bagel is stuck as well from yesterday. We can all thank Nico for that one. Stay in the chat room. Someone asked, when is Fallon back? Fallon is back on Sunday when stage 2 starts. Where are we? All these games pivotally poised. Mark Dudbridge currently 3-all with Sean Matthews on board 2. Again, we've got another Noble on board 11 as Paul Holloway and Stephen Bradley are 5-all. Board 8, Lee Whitworth 5-4 up on Ryan Furness. And Anthony Allen 1 away. The much loved Diogo Portela warming up on board 12 as well. Again, where are we looking? Dudbridge now behind. Ryan Harrington in a bit of bother. 2 behind against Jamie Clark on board 6. And Ian Joplin has just departed as well on board 19. Few results trickling in. Jared Cole on the way as well. Guys, what have we got? Were you guys starting Niedernhausen? Any of them coming towards an end?
We might have a Noble in our hands. I really thought Luke Peters was going to take this 6-4. Last leg he broke with a 180, back-to-back 180s, but Daniel Petrie's fought back here. Peters is going to have to check out 114 on throw, or Daniel Petrie's going to break him, and we're going to go to a 5-5 at the last leg decider. Peters has left himself 32, so this is a huge chance. Petrie has 3 darts at double top to take this 5-5, and he'll have to throw. And he's done it in 1 dart, so we've got a George Noble. Daniel Petrie is going to lead this off, and will we see a good last leg? Hopefully, this is 15 dart or something like that, but this has been a really close game. I can see why people have tipped Peters to get a 2 card, because he's proven quality under pressure later on in the game, hitting back-to-back 180s, but this is close.
Again, over to MK. Anything standing out for you, Lee, at the moment, or finally poised on some of these games?
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the starting of the Norris and Anastasia game. Also, Clark versus Harrington. So Clark has got a 4-2 lead and has set himself up perfectly here for a 5-2, unless Ryan Harrington can take out a 1-3-5. So needs a big shot here to hold throw. Otherwise, Clark will be throwing to see the game out and can't take it. So Clark coming back for 16 for a 5-2. Anastasia started very slow in lead 1, but in lead 2 after 12 darts has left 24 with back-to-back tons of 114 and 137. So Anastasia's starting to play better darts as well. Just back to Clark and Harrington. Clark missed 3 darts to take that lead. Harrington coming back for 52 would be a great opportunity to take it, and he does. So Ryan Harrington batting this game. As we know, previous game was 3-0 down and won 6-3. He needs to come back to then. It's still 4-3 behind, but what an opportunity that was for Clark to the 5-2. But now we have a 4-3 scoreline between Jamie Clark and Ryan Harrington.
Couple here that I've noticed as well. John O'Shea, 3-2 behind to Gary Butcher on board 3, and an absolute belter up board 32. Alan Norris 1-all with Martin Thomas, who lost in the final yesterday. That could be an absolute belter, so that's one to keep your eye on. Jared Cole also 1-all with Carl Webster on board 29. I tell you what, it's fast, it's frenetic, but we absolutely love it.
We've got a game shot. Daniel Petrie's taking the game 6-5. Last leg 15 dart. I played really, really well there. Impressed with him. Maybe we will see an Italian 2 card holder after all. He's done very well under pressure.
Again, Ronnie Hybrix 2 to the good as well for you over there, Luke.
Yeah. Ronnie Hybrix still hasn't dropped a leg so far, so we'll keep an eye. But yeah, he's playing well. We did see Goldberg average just 70 last round. He's only averaging 62 this time, with Hybrix averaging 75. So it's not the best quality of game, but Ronnie Hybrix is enough to take a 2-0 lead, and he's got the throw, so it could be 3-0.
Matt Campbell on a charge as well. 1-0 up over on board 1 in Niedernhausen. it's going to take something special to stop him today, you feel?
Knops is in that section and he has averaged 90 plus in both of his first 2 rounds. But yeah, I agree. Belmont's probably got the best chance of anyone with his experience in the Euro Tour. And yeah, I think Matt Campbell, he's the big name to watch in the Euro Q School that hasn't already got through so far.
Yeah. In the chat room, Iceman, is anyone else sitting at work with their headphones on listening to this? Love that, mate. That's what we're here for. People at work, people at home, keeping you all up to date, all in one place. So you don't have to have loads of tabs open, get busted by the boss. Have one little tab open, listening to us away. Not that we condone skiving at work, of course. And Chuck Norris is behind. Oh, got another Noble in Niedernhausen.
Yeah, Voss has just broken back, so we've got 5-5 against Stefan Niles. I'll keep you updated on what happens towards the end of this leg, but Voss has got the throw.
Yeah, and Ronnie Hybrix stretching his legs. He's now 3 in front. Nico asked in the chat room, is Liam Gallagher there today? Unfortunately, mate, there was no champagne supernova as he departed early.
You promised us only one, Phil.
Diego Portela behind as well. Anastasia Dobromoslova behind 2-1. John O'Shea trails some big names behind at the moment. Alan Norris also behind. Some work to be done here. Ryan Harrington on the brink of defeat, but we're going to head back to Niedernhausen because I'm guessing that noble leg is coming to an end, Luke.
Voss has started well. He started with a 105 and a ton, but Niles has come back with him with a 60 and 136. It's close. It's nip and tuck, and this throw is critical for Niles. He really needs a 140 to get himself ahead and basically steal the darts. We're just waiting to see that score come in, and that's a ton from Niles. He's leading just. We have seen Belmont level up with Campbell as well. Ronnie Hybrix, as you say, he is stretching the legs now. That looks like that's going to go to probably 4-0. But yeah, it's close. It's nip and tuck. Anyone could win this.
Again, just want to stay there as it's coming towards an end.
As I nip into that Ronnie Hybrix game, Goldberg has actually come back and is probably going to win. He's got 84 left after 12 darts. He's played well in that leg. It looks like he might steal a leg. Ronnie Hybrix is going to drop his first one of the day. But Gino Voss, a ton has set him on 136 to take out the match. He's hit 96. He's left tops. Niles has 105 to break and steal the match. This would be for possibly a 15 darter if he can take this out. And he hasn't. So Gino Voss now has 3 clear darts at tops to win. Just waiting for it to come through on Dart Connect. And he's missed. He's left double 5. Niles now has 56 left for the match.
It's tight.
It is tight. Voss must have gone inside twice. He's bust. That's pressure for you. Niles busts 56, leaves Voss with 3 clear darts at double 5, should he need them. Oh, this is pressure for you. Voss has missed again. He's left 5. So now Niles has another chance at 56.
It's tight. We've got another noble leg here in the UK as well, but we'll come to that after you're done, Luke, because you're at a double.
Niles has missed again. We're now on for over 21 dart leg. It is poor. Voss has got 5 left, but this is pressure for you. He's taken it out in 2 darts. Gino Voss wins that with a 23 dart at 6-5, 85 average in the match. He's through the last 16 stage. 2 more wins, and he will be through to stage 2 of Q School.
Good jump in here. Mark Dudbridge is in a noble leg with Sean Matthews, 5-all. Dudbridge tees up 16 after 15 darts with Matthews not in the same street. So the former world finalist here on the brink of going through. 16, 3 darts in hand, and I expect this to go game shot any minute. Dudbridge misses, fluffs his lines. Matthews on 170. The fish to win it, the biggest fish of them all. Could he? Will he? No. Mark Dudbridge coming back 4-8. We gave him the big bill in there. It didn't deliver. Matthews on 72 if Dudbridge misses again. Dudbridge doesn't. Former world finalist goes through 6-5 over Matthews. Got a little bit nervy towards the end, but Flash is through.
Phil, a couple of updates over here. Ryan Harrington is now out against Jamie Clark. And big news from the Martin Thomas Chuck Norris game. Chuck Norris is now 4-1 down. So early on in this game, he's really struggled with his scoring. In the last leg, Chuck Norris was on a finish after 9 and then missed 6 starts, a double to take that out. And Martin Thomas got himself back into that lead and took it at the end to go 4-1 up. In the other one, Anastasia is now 3-2 behind after just taking that last lead. Did have a 3-1 deficit, pulled it back to 3-2. Storing well in stages, but then there's other stages with some really poor visits from Anastasia. But in a better position than what she was, and against the crowd currently, and Ian Plum has only got 45. So Anastasia now coming to the board, so hopefully it can close that deficit and level it up, and we'll have a better game here. A lot to do on the other one though for Chuck Norris.
Again, someone asked in the chat room, can Danny Baggish, I can't remember who it was, but can Baggish still get through? He can still do it, but he needs a monster day tomorrow. He needs to make the final or win it outright tomorrow to do it, is the scenario for Danny Baggish. Just looking, it's a whole host of players now, down to 18 on the order of merit in the UK are on, 19 are on 4 points, the magical number that they're all shooting for.
Just a quick one from Europe, but Ronnie Hybrix has taken a 5-0 lead. Could be about to win his 3rd match 6-0. Playing really well today, Ronnie Hybrix. Stepped it up in the last couple of legs and has the chance to break in this last one. And Matt Campbell, potentially a shock on the cards. Campbell broke Belmont, but he's just been broken back, so it's currently 3-2. Belmont's got throw, and he started off with 140. Could be going to 3-3, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Ronnie Hybrix, as I say, that has just won 6-0. He's through.
Right, while those games are teetering, we're just going to have a quick 20-second break, guys, and we shall be back on the other side of it. Again, huge thank you to MODUS and Red Dragon for sponsoring our coverage of Q School. Hope you are all enjoying it as much as us. A result in from the UK league, Jared Cole has done the business.
Yeah, just played very well. 88 average, 6-1 win over Cole Webster. Needs a good run today, and he's himself now into the last 32.
Again, how's Matt Campbell doing over in Niedernhausen? Luke, is he in control,
yes,
or is it on a knife edge?
It's on a knife edge. Stefan Belmont's just broke him up with the 15 darter. It's gone to 3-3. So Matt Campbell, he's averaging 98, so he's definitely not playing bad. But Stefan Belmont's picked it up from his last couple of games, averaging 94. It's really close. Campbell, as I say, that's just started with a 140. Remember, he has got the throw. So even as long as he holds throw for the rest of this game, he'll still come through. But it's close.
So news board 13 in Milton Keynes, Anastasia Dombromoslova She trailed 3-1, but she's won 2 on the spin, back level at 3-all. Can the former ladies world champion see off Ian Bloom from Russia with love? We will see. Again, Chuck Norris 4-2 behind. Needs to find something. A few games finally poised.
Bill made that 5-2 now, Chuck Norris.
Martin Thomas, who was beaten by Alan Suter yesterday, is on the brink of the last 32 again, leaving Alan Norris with work to do. Where was the game I was looking at warming up? It's disappeared. No, there it is. Brian Hallas against Robert Owen. That should be tasty. Both men doing it. Just at some crucial moments here. They're all building nicely. They go Niedernhausen. Jimi Hendrix leads 2-1. Luke over on board 10.
Yeah, he does. Needs to get through these. That's one of the last couple of games that we've got from the round of 32. Campbell's just taken a 4-3 lead against Stefan Belmont with a 14 darter, with a good bounce back there from losing the last 2 legs. He is coming back now. So Matt Campbell is going to be bouncing back and trying to take this match. He needs 2 more legs to win. Ronnie Hybrix is now warming up against Gino Voss. We'll keep an eye on that one because that should be quite a good game, and that is one of the last 16 matches. Most of the EU games are now in the last 16, and yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Again, Diego Portela on board 12 in a little bit of trouble. Trails 3-2 to Adam Mould at the moment. Much fancied Portela. I'm just going to have a quick look on his ranking at the moment. Feel free to jump in at any time, boys. Anything that catches your eye.
Just here. Norris has left tops. Martin Thomas is coming back for double 4 for a 6-2 would be over Chuck Norris and Tated in 1. So Chuck Norris is out today. I believe he's currently on 4 points after 2 decent runs over the past 2 days. So should have done enough, but obviously would have liked to secure that with 5 points with at least 1 more win today. But Martin Thomas, after being knocked out by Alan Suter yesterday, has just beat Chuck Norris 6-2.
Yeah, some ranking updates on that. Alan Norris is on 4 points and a plus 10 leg difference. So you'd like to think that Chuck has done enough so far. Diego Portela currently on 2 points and he's behind here. So he has some work to do. I say if they can't win it outright, they're all shooting for that hallowed 4 points. Jason Askew, 4 points. Again, should be enough. Robert Owen, 5. Mark Dudbridge, 5. So you would fancy they have all done enough. Stephen Burton, 2 points, and he's out today. So he has work to do tomorrow. Jared Cole on a bit of a charge after a poor day yesterday, up to 2 points and still in today. So it's all there or thereabouts, gentlemen.
We've just got another update from the EUQ school. Matt Campbell's just broken back. He's gone 5-3 up. So now Matt Campbell with I think that was a 13 darter. He is playing well, Matt, and needs 1 more leg on throw to take this match 6-3 and get himself through to the last 8, playing for a spot in EUQ school round 2.
Anastasia, she's behind again, 4-3, and Diogo has levelled up at 3-all. So we've got a couple of pivotal games. We've also got a noble leg over on board 16. Martin Edwards, 5-all with John Mansell for a place in the last 32. Again, in the comments, who's impressed you so far today? Robert Owen going about his business again. Leads Brian Hallas 1-0 in the last 32. They're all bubbling and simmering away nicely. And the chat room, absolutely amazing. You guys are. Go on, Nate.
Phil, just going to jump in. Anastasia now 5-3 behind. As you mentioned, Portela, that's that break back, so he's 3 apiece. In the Mansell on, Mansell just got the advantage after leaving 80. Edwards is coming to the board now with 176. So needs to put pressure on Mansell in this last lead decider. And puts a ton in. So not a bad visit. Leaves 76. So John Mansell is coming back for 80 to win this one. Martin Edwards will be coming back for 76. And he can't. Looking at the scores, I would believe he's missed a dart tops, if not two, to leave double 10. Martin Edwards, 76. Can he take this out for a 6-5 win? Certainly taking his time. No, 58. Leaves double 9. So John Mansell got another opportunity after missing a dart in the last visit. Can Mansell take this out? And he does. Does it in one. So 19 darts to wrap it up. So Mansell wins 6-5.
A lot of people asking about Anna, so I've hopped over there.
In her game.
Yeah. Anastasia in big trouble on her own throw here. Yeah, Ian Plume has stolen the darts. Effectively 2-2-3. And he's going to have minimum 6 darts to get rid of this. Yeah, right. Anastasia 260. She needs 2 treble visit, bare minimum here. Doesn't find a treble at all. So it's looking like Anastasia Dobromoslova is going to depart here. Ian Plum. 140 again. Door slightly ajar here. 44 to leave 96. Anastasia needs to leave a 2-darter, 1-darter here. Otherwise, it could be good night for another day. Ton to leave a ton. Is that enough? Time will tell. She arguably took out one of the most famous ton finishes we've ever seen at the Grand Slam of Darts against Vincent van der Voort. But will she get another go? Yes, she will. Plum sets up 32. This ton from Dobromoslova has to go. And doesn't. No treble, only 41 scored. So you feel it is going to be another day for Dobromoslova tomorrow. Yes, all done. Anastasia Dobromoslova has gone, losing 6-3. Again, didn't score well enough on her own throw there.
We got 2 big results from the EU.
Nice.
We've got,
oh, mate.
we've got two results through for the top 16. So that's Matt Campbell's gone through, averaging 96. He's done well against Stefan Belmont there. The standard keeps increasing. You know, he's averaging consistently mid-90s now in the last 2 rounds. He is playing well. Needs one more win to get through. And then Marcel Gurdon has knocked out Willem Manders. He's the second player through to the last 8.
I'm going to head back into the chat room a second. If anything happens, feel free to jump over me. Good afternoon, Chris. Just joining us. Portella in some problems. Yeah, definitely. Where are we? Juanita says no sound, guys. You're the only one that said that. Shout us up if anyone else is having a sound issue, but there's sound going out. Joys of the internet. Robert Owen 3-0 up on Brian Hallas. The Welshman quietly going about his business again today. Few big players warming up. John O'Shea, Andy Jenkins, Mark Dudbridge, all warming up for their last 32 games in Milton Keynes. But Europe coming towards an end as well. Luke, how are we looking?
Yeah. Petri's just taken a 4-1 lead, so he's looking in a prime position to get himself through to the last 8. We've got a couple of games done in the last 32 that are playing on, actually. So Kist's 3-0 up against Simeon. Likely he'll get through, and Jimi Hendrix has got a 4-2 lead over Seisman from Denmark. Hempel's leading 4-1 as well against Vinica. So there's a few games that are in the balance, but Got a couple of games left in this last 16 before we move on to our final round. Ronnie, Hybrix, and Gino are still warming up. We've been warming up for about 20 minutes, so hopefully that game will kick off soon.
Bill just over here. Portela in real trouble now. 5-3 behind against Adam Mould. In real trouble. Needs to hold his throw here, but only starts with a 60. I'll come back to me on this one.
Yeah. Richie Walsh, Ben Cheeseman just getting underway on board 27. Thomas Lovely 4-2 up as well. Lee Evans 4-2 up on Lloyd Pennell. Lloyd was top of the order of merit, but at the moment has work to do. Trails by 2. Dudbridge underway on board 1. Jamie Clark 2-0 or 2-1 now just as we speak. But I'm going to go back to Lee, board 12. Any signs of a Portela fight back?
Not really. 2 visits of 1600 on throw. Moulders hit a ton of 125. He's coming to the board now with 276. Puts in 81, which still puts him in front by quite a bit. So let's see if Portela can put in a big visit here. Currently got 281. Needs a big visit. 2 treble visit. 96 for me. Probably not enough, leaving 185. Moulds on 195. So 6 starts from 195 here to wrap this one up. Puts in 95. So leaves 100. Portela 185. Needs to put some pressure on here. Once then, 2 treble visit. Really needed to put that pressure on. What can he do? 93. Just keeps him in it. So Portela 92. Mould 100. Can he take out 100? Or Portela will be coming back for 92 to keep himself in this game. Mould just sits there. So Portela 92. Can Portela take this out and keep himself in this game with a hold of throw? Can he do it? Yes. Portela does it in 3. So Portela keeping himself in this game. It's now 5-4. Mould's got the throw on this occasion. But we've still got a game. Portela is holding on.
Quick one. Robert Hallas was 3 behind against Robert Owen. He's now back to 3-2. Good game, this one. Both players had good days yesterday on day 1 of stage 1B. But Luke, going to come over to you. Some games nearing the end in Niedernhausen.
Yeah, we've just seen Hempel win through 6-1 with a 16 darter in the last legs. Nice and convincing against Vinica and puts himself through to a last 8 scrap. Petrie is a 5-2 up against Venema. He's looked good as well. That one's coming to a close, and we'll just wait to see what the final result's going to be. We've just kicked off in the last leg, so you can come back to me at some point and I'll keep you updated on what's happening with that score.
Again, just going over there. Adam Mould, how's he looking? Is he feeling it? Lee on board 12, or is Portela on a charge?
Portela's feeling it. So Mould 45, 140, 85. Portela return visits of 45 and 40. So now just chucking a ton. But he's behind in this lead. Can Mould hit something big? He's talking on 2-3-1. Puts in a 140. What a visit. So Mould has left 91. Portela is back on 3-1-6. So it's going to be another opportunity for Mould to knock out Portela. Just want to stay with me. Portela just did 60, so leaves 2-5-6. So Mould 91 with at least 6 darts in hand, if not 9. Can Mould do it, or at least set it up? Set it up is what he does with a 51. So Mould's coming back for tops. Portela on 2-5-6 needs a huge visit to put some pressure on here. Can Portela put the pressure on? No, just 58. So Mould is coming back for 40. Still got 6 darts if required to take this one out and knock Portela out at this stage. And he does in 2 darts. So Mould wins 6-4.
Portela gone and work to do for him. Only got 2 points so far on the order of merit. Going to hop back into the chat room. No, Scott, no, we can see your chat, mate. Not a problem there at all. Diego is out. Yeah, Chuck went. unfortunately, guys, what else have we got here? Again, all absolutely buzzing in there. Where are we? Can't remember what I saw. Matt Campbell, yeah, even if he loses now, he's got 3 points on the order of merit, so he's done enough after a disappointing day yesterday from Niedernhausen. But Daniel Petrie on a charge, Luke.
Yeah, just taking the game 6-2 with the 21 darter in the last leg. 81 average, so probably not enough. He's going to need to set that up in the next round. But a good game from him again. We saw him knock out Luke Peters earlier, so he's played well today. And yeah, the same goes for Daniel Petrie. He's on 3 points. Highly likely now that even if he gets knocked out, he'll go through anywhere.
Again, could we see the Italian stallion on the tour next year? Just from a pure comical point of view, the Italian stallion against Rocky, Petrie against Jenkins, box office on the stream. Some big games in NK. Andy Jenkins 2-0 up. Mark Dudbridge 2-0 up. But one game warming up, Lee, which I think is going to, well, I think it's just gone live because it's just moved, is Jared Cole against Nick Fullwell in the last 32. This could be fireworks.
Yeah, so I had it ready. It was waiting, and as soon as it started, Fullwell 140, Jared Cole 140. So as we expected, very good day in the making and a good start for both. Just looking at Thomas Lovely and Jonathan Wynn as well in a last leg. Lovely's just missed 3 darts to win this. Jonathan Wynn's coming back for 78 to see this one through. But yeah, Fullwell and Cole is certainly the one to watch now. Jonathan Wynn has now missed darts. So Lovely's coming back. Should have Thomas another 3. Sorry, looking at this, he's already missed 6. So Lovely is coming back to the board to finally wrap it up. Surely he must do it now and does it in 2. Thomas Lovely has 1, and then Jonathan Wynn sits 5. But Fullwell left 114 after 12. Jared Cole on 225 after 9. But yeah, going to take my eye on that one, and Brian Hallis versus Robert Owen.
Yeah, Hallis won 4 on the spin there. But some news from Niedernhausen. Luke, finally, Ronnie Hybrix has dropped a leg.
He has. Gino Voss had to play well to get it, but he's dropped a leg, and it looks like he might drop another one. Gino Voss is currently leading this one on throw, 141 left after 12. Ronnie Hybrix is suspended back on 299, so it's highly likely that he's going to go 2-1 down. But Ronnie Hybrix has shown really good form today against lesser opponents, but hopefully he can use a bit of that experience and the experience he's got over many years of playing professional darts, and he can get himself back into this one.
The former BDO world champion Christian Kist as well on the verge of the last 16.
Yeah, he is. Simeonidis has pulled him back there. He had a good chance to take that out 6-1, but Simeonidis did win that. But we're back to Christian Kist's throw. So, yeah, I think we could be seeing this game wrap up 6-2, but I'll keep an eye on it.
Again, lots going on here. Kyle Richardson on the verge of victory on board 11. Lee Evans needs 1 on board 5. And Ben Cheeseman 2-1 up against Richie Walsh on board 27. The Joker, John O'Shea, warming up. Anastasia's Conqueror, Ian Plum, warming up on board 7 as well. Darren Johnson warming up. There's loads going on at the moment, guys. It's all finely poised. Just making sure you catch the right game at the right moment.
Yeah, and I think the one to keep an eye on right. Yeah, sorry, just one to keep an eye on right now is Hallis and Owen. So 4-4. Hallis has now got the throw. It's 180, 160, leaving 161 after 9 darts. But I've got a feeling this one is going to go all the way.
Again, big one over on board 9. Rocky, Andy Jenkins 3-0 up at the moment. Jenkins needed a big day after yesterday, and he is responding.
Simeonidis will not lie down. He breaks the throw of Christian Kist, brings this game back to 5-3. He's now got throw. He's come back from 5-1 down. Could we see a bit of a charge like Joe Cullen did? to win his first Pro Tour. Could Simeone just suddenly come back from 5-1 down and manage to get himself through that second stage?
I've got a question in my inbox. I'm not going to name the player because he's at Q School. I wouldn't do that to him. But it's a very good question he brings up here. Should Baggish and Lorby, in hindsight, have gone to European Q School? Great question.
100% should have done, yes. For me, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with Lee. I think the standard's been quite a bit poorer in the EU. I think they both would have a much better chance of getting through. We've seen that in the last couple of days. In hindsight, it probably was the right decision, but they've committed now. So, yeah, I agree, though. I think they should have gone to EU Q School as well.
Again, we'll throw that open to the chat room as well. Should Baggish and Lorby have followed Matt Campbell to EU Q School? Great question. Love that. Love that players are watching us as well from MK as well when they're out. It's not the only one. There's a couple that are in the inbox. He won't mind me saying it. Justin Smith, not happy with his performance today, but he says, I'll get the job done tomorrow. Good lad.
Right attitude.
Again, Mark Dudbridge on the verge of the bagel on board one. He is 5-0 to the good. Going to go to Lee. This Jared Cole, Nick Fullwell game looks like an absolute belter. The legs are going quicker than anything, mate.
Yeah, flying through. Both of which are holding for at the moment. 2 went on to Fullwell. Colton's back out with a 1.37. Very good down, very good standard. Both in the 90s. Hopefully they'll maintain this all the way through. And we're on for a cracker. Just an update on the Brian Hallis and Robert Owen game. We have got a last lead decider. So we have got another George Noble lead. Doesn't feel like we've had as many as we did yesterday. But there's still a long way to go.
We've also got another one on board 5. Lee Evans against Lloyd Pennell is also into the Noble. But Lee Evans has just taken that one 6-5. The Noble legs are racking up here. But still loads to be done. Ben Cheeseman, 4-1 up as well on board 27. But we're going to jump back to Niedernhausen quick. Christian Kist got work to do. There's a comeback on here.
There is a comeback on. I don't want to pick this up too much because we're not there yet. And he still needs to break one more time to get the throw in the last leg. And Kist just kicked up with a 140, but Simeone is playing really well. He's throwing good scores when he needs them, a couple of 140s here and there. You know, the issue is that it's not of quality, it's not sustained. We've only seen a 76 average. We see a 140 followed by a 60, but he's kept himself in the match and he's got chances. Kist's only kicked off there 140 and then 41. So if Simeone can hit a big score here, we may well get back to 5-5. But Kist's definitely got work to do, and this is not done. On the other board, Hybrix has gone 3-1 up against Gino Voss, continuing his good run for today. Likely through anyway, but playing well.
Definitely some updates from here as well. John O'Shea 1 up against Stu Wilson. Mark Dudbridge has completed the bagel. He is done. Mark Dudbridge is on the move again, playing some absolute top stuff. Did it yesterday and doing it again today. But I'm going to go to Lee. How is that Noble leg on board 13 looking between Owens and Hallas?
After 12 darts, Hallas has got 1-2 sits. Owen has got 160. Hallas has got the darts in hand. So can he take out 1-2 sits or set it up? Set it up with an 82 still, leaving 44. Robert Owen, can he take out 160? And what a way it would be to wrap up this game. Just 50 sits. So Brian Hallas is coming back to 44. Was behind early on in this game. And Hallas takes it with the last start. So Brian Hallas knocks out Robert Owen. Another good run for Robert Owen. But Brian Hallas sees this one through, sits 5. And on the Jared Cole, Nick Fullwell, still staying with throw, 2 apiece. Very high quality still, around that 90s mark for both players.
Quick one in the chat room. Wayne says, quite a few players complaining that it's really cold in the building. I'm guessing you're talking about MK, and if you are, completely agree. Because I remember, when was the Beast from the East? 2 years ago? or 3 years ago,
Yes.
whenever it was, that weekend, there was a pro tour in Milton Keynes, and I was there with the Mad Monk, and it was absolutely Baltic inside. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. When it's cold in the UK, that building doesn't stand up to temperatures well through past experiences. Again, a lot of games finally poised.
Hybrix. Yeah,
Ronnie,
Hybrix has just gone 4-1 up. He's just gone 4-1 up against Gino Boss, playing well. And we've also just seen Christian Kiss finally mop up that match. He's won it 6-4. He's through to the last 16. And we're waiting to see him play his next game. Jimmy Hendricks has won up against Justicia as well, which I would say was a bit of a shock. Minor shock on the cards there in the last 16, playing for a spot in the last 8.
And Jenkins leads 4-1 as well. Good result for him. I'm going to dive back into the chat room here. A lot of love for Cole and Fullwell. Yep. Craig says, do you think a lot of the really bad Euro players are soft tip players who have decided to try the hand at Q School? I don't know is the honest answer, mate. I don't follow a lot of soft tip, if I'm being brutally honest. So I don't know is the honest answer. But it wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, there is a lot of soft tip played in Europe. So no doubt. Oh, we have got in the chat room, there's been a 9 darter somewhere. Can anyone confirm?
Oh, if that's at the EU, I've missed that.
If I was having a bet, I'd say Milton Keynes. Luke
Yeah,
in the chat has put 9 darter. Let us know. I tell you, this Jared Cole game is an absolute belter.
Incredible stuff from both players on the throw. They are throwing some unbelievable stuff. Also, looking at the John O'Shea game, it's only 3 leads in. Don't want to play in the 4th lead, but John O'Shea's averaging around 100, playing some really good stuff.
Jar says to us, another UK Open in mind heading the cold. You know, it doesn't worry me, mate. I'll have my shorts and flip flops on. Don't worry about that.
Looks like the 9 darter might be the false alarm.
Yeah, I think that was yesterday's 9 darter, Marquez. I was going to say, we've got most games open here, and none of us are the only one that hadn't. We think that one was yesterday, mate. False alarm. Stand down, everyone. Stand down.
I was panicking there. I wasn't doing my job right if I missed it.
Luke,
to be fair, more hope. There's been more high-profile broadcast companies that have missed a 9 double at a 9 darter before. Whoa! So yeah, just gonna dive back around. Where are we? Jared Cole, Nick Fullwell, 7 legs, 7 hole to throw. Lee, sounds an absolute belter that you've got there on board 15.
Yeah, and I would say, without having in front of me, I'd say at least 5, maybe 6 of the legs. Whoever's got the throwers started with a 140, and Jared Cole here 140, 180. On throw, the scoring has been unbelievable by both players. Both averaging around 90, so they are dropping off against the throw. But some of the scoring in this game has been top quality. So Jared Cole 181 after 6. It's 58 here, 1, 2, 3 after 9. Still got a comfortable visit, 180 in front here at Fullwell. So would expect this to go to 4-4.
I'm going to go over to board number 9, where Andy Jenkins is now throwing for a 6-2 win. Again, standard, not amazing here, but Jenks just doing enough. And you wouldn't expect him to lose 4 on the spin. This is his arena. It's where he thrives. Okay. Chat room says we were all jumping around. Sean says in the comments, Jason Askew to get a tour card. Mate, I certainly wouldn't put it past him. He's got bundles of ability, and he's had some of the best mentoring and schooling you could ever have from Diamond Dave, his father.
Just one thing that I can see in the chat room that I was beaten to. Jared Toll, as I said, set that up nicely with 9 very good darts to leave 1, 2, 3. Takes out 1, 2, 3 after in 12. So he's pushing Fullwell all the way. So we have 4-4 here in another game. Just to give you a result, Ben Cheeseman is through with a 6 against Richie Walsh.
Luke in the chat room, Jenkins, what about Andy Jenkins, mate? Terry's happily doing his antiques. But Rocky still soldiering on. John O'Shea takes a 3-2 lead over on board number 2.
We've got another result from EU. We've got our winner of the All-Belgian affair of Venken against Knops. I'd said he played well to Nick Knops, but his form has faltered a little bit. 95 average from Venken, and he takes it 6-3 with a 16 darter in the last leg. So we now know who Matt Campbell will face for a spot in the second round of EU Q-School.
Someone in the chat room, have we got a potential break, a throw opportunity on board 15, Lee?
Yeah, so Fullwell's coming back here for 80 to hold. If not, Jared Toll's left on 65. So he doesn't take it. Jared Toll has got 65, which would be for the first break in this game. And what a time it would be to take this out. And he does. So Jared Toll is now throwing for the game. So break to throw. Them averages haven't moved from around 90 mark for both. But Jared Toll has took the opportunity. What either of the players have had. So Jared Toll is now throwing for the game and starts with a 1-3-4. What a start.
Big moments here. I'll stay with Andy Jenkins as he's 185 points from victory. Leaves 95 and he's got all the time in the world. So I don't mind saying it now. This match will finish 2, barring a darting disaster from Rocky Andy Jenkins. Game 3, Andy Jenkins moves through 6 legs to 2. And after yesterday, this is exactly what Jenkins needed. Just going to have a quick look at the updated table. Don't know if it was updated as quickly as he's just thrown them, but looking at it, that puts him on 3 points. So 1 win away from that hallowed 4 points.
Another potential break opportunity, a break back, 206 with darts currently. Only it's 40, so leaves 166. Jared Toll now, favourite to win this with a 196. We'll have 6 darts to take this out. It's 96. Stud Store leaves a ton. Fullwell 166. All he can do is set it up, and then Jared Toll
jump in
back for a ton to
big moments. Big moments. Adrian Devine takes out 149 to beat Martin Thomas 6-3. So big moments there. We'll go back to you, Lee, over on board 15. Can Cole seal the deal?
Jared Toll only needs 60 to leave tops. Fullwell's coming back for 68. If Fullwell takes this, we are down to a last leg. And it does. Last start in hand. Fullwell takes it out. Jared Toll, Nick Fullwell, 5-5. Last leg decider. Fullwell with a throw.
I think that game deserves the noble leg as well. They've both been superb.
Yeah, just 2 breaks to throw the last 2 legs on throw. Before that, they've both been playing really well. As I say, that Fullwell throws in a 44. Commentators' thirds.
Well, that's going hand. Anything interesting in Niedernhausen, Luke?
Ronnie Hybrix is 5-4. Gino Voss has just come back with a decent leg on throw. We've seen a bad start from Hybrix in this leg, just a 40 and a 55 to kick it off. So Voss could be getting back into this, and we could see a George Noble leg here. And the other game that's going currently, it's 3-2 to Jimi Hendrix against Justicia, but he's playing okay, Justicia, and I do see him come back through later on. Currently, it's Justicia's throw, and he's a little bit in front, but it's not massive. A good throw from Hendrix here, and he could be under pressure. It could be 4-2. So we'll keep our eyes on these two.
We're going to jump back to Lee. How's this last leg decider looking?
What a time. So Fullwell 44, 158, and then it's 95. Jared Toll doesn't really put the pressure on with a 93 and 60, but then with his third visit in this leg, 180 leaves 168. Now it's 98, leaves 70. Fullwell's coming to the board now with 204. So Fullwell needs to put pressure, but Jared Toll's going to have the first opportunity then. Fullwell can only hit 60s. Fullwell's left 144. Jared Toll 70. 3 darts in hand, approaching the board to wrap up this game. And what a brilliant game it has been. Jared Toll, can he take out 70 in 3? Darts to net is not helping me right now. Can Jared Toll do it? No. So he's leading 54. Nick Fullwell is coming back for 144. Sets it up nicely. 104. Fullwell leaves tops. Jared Toll has got double 8. Can Jared Toll do it on this occasion? What a game we've had here. Jared Toll needing double 8. 3 darts in hand. No, we can't. Not that I'm biased. No, we can't. Nick Fullwell is coming back to the board for tops. Nick Fullwell with a 104 from 144 to leave tops. Nick Fullwell has also missed. Nick Fullwell has missed darts. So both of which are missing darts in this last leg. It deserved the last leg because of the quality. But it looks like the pressure's got to him. Jared Toll has done it in 1. Jared Toll has done it in 1. 19 dart lead. Not a brilliant finish to the day in regards to scoring wise, other than that 1-8 from Jared Toll. But Jared Toll sees it through with a 6-5 win and progresses through to the last 16.
Seems they both played some beautiful stuff until the last one, and nerves got to them. What do we think of that one in the chat room? Absolute belter of a game. I'm going to go back to Luke and Niedernhausen while I scroll through the chat room. How are we going? What's going down in Germany?
So we've just got a result there. Ronnie Hybrix has just beaten Gino Voss 6-4. Gino's scoring power left him just at the wrong time. Some poor scores, 4 poor visits left quite a clear path for Ronnie Hybrix to take that out in a 19 darter, which really, it didn't sum up the quality of the game. We saw better than that for most of it. But yeah, Ronnie Hybrix has got through. He'll play Gurdon for a spot in the second round of Q School. Justicia's come back to 3-3, so that game's now hotting up a little bit. We might be seeing a George Noble later on.
Again, going to hop into the chat room. Some late arrivals. Better late than never, guys. Glad you found us. Martine has joined us in there. How are we all doing? Again, a lot of love in there for that game from Jared Cole and Nick Fullwell. Unbelievable. Are you all on the edge of your seats as well? We'll have a little look how the league tables look in a second as well, and we'll talk you through them. We'll go to Germany, Niedernhausen first once I just load it up. But again, a lot of big names, or all the big names, apart from Leonard Gates is the standout one that doesn't have a point so far over there. The rest are all in and around. Matt Campbell on 3 points, but I think he wins today outright, if I'm being honest. Again, Petri, Kist, all doing enough at the moment as we speak. Looking at the league table, I don't think there's going to be any huge surprises, is there?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Obviously, if Tricola does go out, but he does come back to play tomorrow, you know, he could potentially get in. He's another one that I would have said was a potential big name that could go out. But yeah, all in all, I think you might need 2 points, to be honest. maybe one or two people script through with 1 point, but if you want to be safe, you're going to have to get 2 because there's a few names there. Although we'll see the top 4 get pulled out, there's a few names there that 1 point isn't enough, and they're currently outside. But for me, there's not many big names that are outside. Someone like Horvath could do with another win, but pretty standard in the EU.
Yeah. Lendl, how we doing, mate? All good. Someone asked in the chat room, has Fullwell done enough to get through? Yeah, despite that defeat, he's on 4 points, so he's reached the hallowed mark. So, although not 100% confirmed, yes, I believe Nick Fullwell has done enough there. He's on the required 4 points. Jared Cole, with that win, goes to 3, so he needs another point to reach that mark as well. Where are we? Andy Jenkins onto 4 points, probably done enough. Aidan Kirk on 3, will need a win tomorrow. Daniel Lee had good day 1, not so good today on 3 points. Portela hanging on 2 points, work to do. Justin Smith just outside on leg difference, work to do. There's a lot of players on that 2 point mark with work to do, gents.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think we had 2 players go through from stage 1A on 3 points. Everyone else was 4, and obviously 4 is what we're being told is what to aim for. So it'll be interesting to see if that 4 point mark is then the standard and how many in 3 points will go through.
Yeah, definitely a few squeaky bums for a few names on that list, that is for sure. But again, sat at the top, the usual suspects, Mark Dudbridge, Brian Hallas, both have been superb across the few days. Simon asks, has Robert Owen done enough? Robert is on 5 points, so yes, mate. Although not officially confirmed until later on, Robert has done more than enough to get through to stage 2, in our opinion. Going to head back to Niedernhausen. Just easier behind Jimi Hendrix again, Luke.
He is, but he's got a chance at 50, and he's just taken it out as you come to me. So that's now 4-4. He's won that on throw. We are looking like we could be heading to a last-leg decider. This is a good game so far. And we've just seen our first date match kick off. That's Matt Campbell against Davy Venkin, and that is in the very early stages. But Venkin has taken a 1-0 lead, so that could be close. Venkin did break the throw there, 107 average as well.
So we're getting towards an end in Europe. So as those finals start, that will be our priority. Nothing against the UK, but they're not at final stages yet.
Well, just one stage over it.
Go on, Luke. You were saying about that game?
Venkin's kicked off with a 180 on throw, and Campbell's only kicked off with a 40, so it does look like this could be 2-0. Matt Campbell was hotly tipped to get through this quite easily, but you never know. This could be in the balance now.
Going to go back to you, Lee. What did you have for us?
O'Shea's through, so averaging 100 throughout the whole game, other than the last 2 legs, dropped down to 94, but those through with a 6-4 win.
Some big moments. Jason Askew, 1-1 with Ben Cheeseman on board 14. Rhys Davis, 3-1 up against Jamie Campbell. It's all going down in the UK. Andy Jenkins warming up. Jared Cole warming up. Not playing each other, different boards. It's just the first name players. Adam Mould, conqueror of Diogo Portela, behind 4-2 to Paul Holloway. Darren Johnson, 5-3 up against John Mansell. It's all finely poised, gentlemen.
It is. One thing I did want to say on the UQ skill is, because I know you mentioned a few players get through 3 points. Well, Anastasia Dobromoslova, if that's who you're following her progress, she's currently got quite a bad leg difference. So to be honest, she's going to need a minimum of 4 points. She'll not be one of the people that gets through on 3. There's not a huge amount of names in the UKQ school that are outside that I'm looking at and thinking they really should be getting through. That I think this UKQ school possibly won't be more, even all the sort of 1A. We haven't seen a huge amount of shocks.
No, it's interesting. I suppose tomorrow all eyes are going to be on Baggish and Lorby, are the 2 that stand out. All eyes will be on them.
Yeah, those are the 2 for me. Probably looking at Portela, Ryan Harrington, who are expected probably to be in that mix as well, around 4 and 5. But it's the pair from North America. I think all eyes will be on in the UK tomorrow.
Yeah, going to go back to Niedernhausen. Matt Campbell in a spot of bother, Luke.
He is in a spot of bother. Now, the first leg was obviously a break that was on throw, so not so much of a shock. Matt Campbell really needs to bounce back here. If he gets broken again and goes 3-0 down, this could be insurmountable. Justicia is currently tied 4-4 with Jimi Hendrix as well. This is for a spot in the last 8. Looks like Justicia might finally be able to break the throw and take a 5-4 lead, so he's done well to come back in that one. As I say that, Jimi Hendrix takes out 103 and saves his throw. So it's actually 5-4 to Jimi Hendrix. Now, Justicia could win this leg, get back to 5-5, and we will have a last leg decider on our hands.
It's all getting rather tense, rather tight. Adam Mole pulls one back against Paul Holloway, trails 4-3 on board 6. The last of the last 16 games, all warming up now as well. Tell you what, board 1, hold on to your hats. Mark Dudbridge against John O'Shea. That could be an absolute barnstormer. Quick one in the chat room. Michael says, did Paul Nicholson get through to stage 2? No, mate. Nick decided against Q School this year due to obviously COVID and whatever. Hadn't had enough match practice and just generally thought he wasn't ready and in good shape to go. And look, I quite like that someone's level-headed enough to assess their game and go, I'm not in a right situation and I'm not ready to go. And a lot of people would just go anyway. Where are we? Christian Kist, 4-2 up as well. Luke in Niedernhausen.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, this is against an opponent that I've not actually heard of, but Toussaint maybe is how you say it. He's played quite well today. Another good leg from a ton 40 and ton. So, you know, he's hanging about there, but Christian Kist, ex-world champion, showing his class to take a 4-2 lead so far. Venkin has gone 3-0 up on Matt Campbell, so he has broken him again. That's huge trouble for Matt Campbell. I think that spells massive danger. He holds here, it's 4-0. Campbell is really going to struggle to come back from that. But don't worry if you are a Matt Campbell fan, because he probably is through on the points.
And it was a 1-4-9 finish as well from Venkin.
Yeah,
unbelievable seats. Paul Holloway, 5-3 up in MK. One more needed from him for a last 16 place. Ben Cheeseman leads Jason Askew 2-1. Reese Davis 4-2 against Jamie Clark. And as I say that, Askew ties it up at 2-2. But Thomas Lovely 4-0 up against Kyle Richardson, looking set to make it through to the last 8 as the rest all warm up, gentlemen. We're getting there. We're getting to the tense moments here.
Yeah, it's all done, and I think the timing's worked very well. Obviously, we've got the photos at the moment.
Yeah,
of Germany, see the final stage of that, and that will be coming to the last 16 and potentially the final games here in the UK.
Looks like Kyle Richardson's going to get a leg back on the board. Wants 31 to avoid. Oh, he misses. So Thomas Lovely looking at 99 for 5 zip.
Venkin 4-0. Campbell in very big danger.
Luke.
Yeah.
Luke, a question. We was talking previously around Barney having the 3 days. So we had the 3 days to play that match practice. Do you think for Campbell it will actually be better? Obviously you don't want to lose a game, but losing today, do you think it'll be better for him having another down the board tomorrow?
Well, I like the fact that, again, this has come back to a topic that we discussed ages ago, but I like the fact that there's only one winner, because having the progression in the next round, and I know that's not the same in this round, but it gives the players, we're going more off, we've got 4 days to assess the performance rather than just performing well on day 1 and get 2 winners. We've only got 1 this time, which is better. So I think Matt Campbell get 3 days. We've only seen him in a couple of PDC competitions against the big name players, the World Cup and the World Championship. So the more experience he can get against these players that he's going to play week in, week out, I completely agree. I think it's going to be huge for his confidence and huge for his match practice. He really needs it.
As we say that, Luke Kist got the job done into the final.
He has. He's just got the job done. I'm currently watching the other match, Justicia against Hendrix, because we're in a last leg decider. Hendrix has 104 left to take this match 6-5. This has been a really close affair. Justicia's come back a few times, but I've still got no idea who's going to win this one.
Again,
Hendricks has left
Askew,
himself 20.
Oh, last leg. Call it in. We'll go. We'll stay in Niedernhausen for this one. It is 5-5.
Yeah, Justicia's got 88 left to break the throw, take the final leg. Can he do it? He can in 3 dots. That's where the Pro Tour experience has come in handy for Justicia. He takes that match and gets himself through to a last 8 battle.
So Jose Justicia gets over the line. Here's another interesting one. Question for you all and in the chat room, see what you think. If this format of Q School continues, should players averaging under 70 realistically go through to that last 1 to 8 of the draw, or should they go on top averages to go through?
I think, to be fair, with where the averages, I think it's difficult because you could say the same about who qualifies for a Pro Tour card. You know, whether you're averaging 70 or whether you're averaging 50, 90, if you've won the games, then realistically you can't argue against that, because in darts we don't put any weight towards the averages, we just put weight on the wins. So if they've done enough and they've got enough points to get through, then you can't necessarily block them because they haven't got the average. I understand people don't like the guys going in there that average 60, but they've paid the same amount as anyone else, and if they've gone there and managed to win games and got a bit lucky with a draw, then so be it. I don't know what the best way is to, I guess, win those players out quicker so that we get the best players on tour. But currently at the PDC, I think the way the system works this year is probably the best we've ever seen it, and hopefully this will stay.
Same for you, Lee. Agreeing?
Yeah, agreeing. It's very hard to say on average that someone shouldn't go through or shouldn't progress. Look at the draw. We've said that a lot over these few days, and I'm sure we're going to say even more from Sunday onwards. But yeah, the average for me, obviously, we don't want to see people averaging around that 17 below. But it's also, we've got to take into account the nerves, because this is down the tour tide's massive and could be a life changer. Obviously, it's to have 2 years on the tour, so the nerves. We know certain players. We've seen it from like the North Americans. We've seen how well they can do on stage, but actually, the nerves of getting a tour tide can impact people and can impact that average. So, I don't think we can personally look at that as a basis of if someone should or shouldn't get a tour tide, how they go through to the next stage.
Cool. We're going to go back to Luke. Matt Campbell on the brink of defeat.
I think this could be curtains for Matt Campbell. Venkin has started really well. He's left 204 after 9 darts. Campbell nowhere near. A tons left him 104. This is against the throw as well. Venkin's played decent with an 89 average, but Campbell just seems to have gone missing. 82 so far for him. As I say that, commentators curse. Campbell comes in with a 180 to leave himself at 92. So he may just be able to save his skin. But Davy Venkin, 104 to win this match, 6-1.
It's all going on at the moment.
He's done it. 3 darts. Davy Venkin's knocked out Matt Campbell. It's done. First player through in the EU side. That's Davy Venkin, has made himself through to the second round. Well done to him.
So, job done there, but Matt Campbell done more than enough on the order of merit. Some results from the UK incoming. Thomas Lovely, 1 away. Jason Askew, 1 away. Reese Davis, 1 away, Lee. So some interesting times.
Yes, Askew's really stepped it up in his game. Reese Davis is coming back now to the board for double 16 to take this one. Thomas Lovely, how he started and how Carl Richardson started, I expected him to have this one wrapped up already, but currently got the throw. Just back to Reese Davis, 32, throwing now to wrap up this game. The first 9 to the last 8, and misses 3 darts. So Jamie Clark is coming back for double 10 to take this to a noble lead. Can he do it? Yes. So Jamie Clark, Reece Davis has done to a last lead decider. Paul Richardson is putting the pressure on Lovely's throw here, leaving 161 after 9 with Lovely on 270. The one in the last 32 down, Jason Askew, expect him to wrap it up now. Left double 18 after 12 darts with just a 120 and a 145 visit. Cheeseman back on 121. Can Askew take it and put himself into the last 16? Jason Askew does it with a final dart. So Jason Askew is through to the last 16 with a 6-2 win.
There we have it. Jason Askew on the charge here as Ronnie Hybrix opens up in the final as well in Niedernhausen, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, when you mentioned on the charge, that is exactly what I would sum up Ronnie Hybritz's day. He's played really well all the way through. Hasn't looked in a spot at any point, really. The Boss game was a little bit closer than some of the other ones he has because he's won quite a few 6-0. But yeah, this looks likely that he'll take a 2-0 lead. He did break good in the first leg. He's currently got 69 left after 12 darts. So a really good start to the second leg on throw.
Yeah, definitely. Just a couple in the chat room asking about the flags on Dart Connect. I don't know about every single one, so this isn't gospel for them all. Because I know this doesn't work for Jamie Clark, but some of the guys from Northern Ireland, they've given Union Jack flags to, but I don't know them all. Just to give you a little bit of a heads up, that not everyone, but some of them were the Northern Ireland guys had Union Jacks.
Just coming
So
on
what?
Jamie Clark. Jamie Clark has just lost 6-5 to Reece Davis. So went all the way to a last lead and 6-5 on the Thomas Lovely Toll Richardson. Toll Richardson has got 74 left here to take it to a last lead decider. We've had a good lead in this, I believe it was 3-0 up. Pulled it back to 5-4. Missed opportunity there by Richardson. Lovely. Got tops left. Can he take out tops to win this? He can't. So Richardson, double 10 to take this to a last lead decider. And he does so. So Toll Richardson pulled it back against Thomas Lovely. 5-5 and going to a last lead decider. And the one game that we are looking out for, big game in the last 16, Dudbridge and John O'Shea, has just got underway.
Over in Niedernhausen, the last two games, or last two finals warming up, Luke.
Yeah, we're seeing start yet, but Hempel against Kist and Justicia against Petrie, which, to be honest, is my big game to watch in this last day. That should be a classic. But Ronnie Hybrix marching on 2-0 lead. He's playing well. Gerda might be able to get a hold of throw here and take this back to 2-1, but good game so far.
Again, we're going to go to a break shortly, but not until we get a result from board 6 with Lee, because that is tied at 5-all.
Yeah, and both players come flying out the blocks in this final lead. Richardson with a 140, Lovely with a 125. As that said, though, Richardson 58, Lovely 58 response, then 48 by Lovely, who's got the throw. Richardson then puts in a 133 to leave 170, and Thomas Lovely responds with a 140 to leave 130. So Richardson with a big fish, if he can take that out. If not, Lovely will be on 130. Just 74 to leave 96. Thomas Lovely 130 to wrap this game up. 105 leaving 25. So I would believe a missed start at the bullseye. So Toll Richardson is coming back for 96 and Tononi at 58. Thomas Lovely 25. He's got 25 to wrap this up. Can he do it in 17, if not 18 darts? Thomas Lovely to take this game after a very strong lead at the start. No, he can't. 17 still, double 4. 2 missed starts at a double, I would believe there. Paul Richardson, 38, takes it out in 2. So Thomas Lovely with a very strong lead in this game. I believe was 3-0. I'm sure I'll be corrected if not. And then Richardson pulls it back and wins 6-5.
Right, guys, we're going to go for a quick break. See you on the other side of the... Right, welcome back. We're going to go straight to Niedernhausen as the game's getting underway. Ronnie Hybrix marching towards stage 2, Luke.
Yeah, he is. I missed how many darts that took, actually. I was just skipping through the games. But yeah, Ronnie Hybrix, again, 3-0. He's broken the throat again. So he's looking very, very good. Could this be a fourth 6-0 win of the day?
Again, it's all warming up. Mark Dudbridge leading 2-0 in the last 16s. Obviously, I'm in charge of the controls. So there, I'm just going to leave you boys on your own while I go for a quick toilet break. So see you in 2, gents.
Have you got anything?
Oh, no, I'm sure on. Them lads are out.
We've not got a lot to say on the EU currently. We're just in the infancy stages. So if you've got anything, go for it.
Yeah, so the Bavaria deaths in the last 16. The highly anticipated one was between Mark Dudbridge and John O'Shea. Dudbridge has took an early lead. O'Shea, very slow on the scoring early on. Dudbridge has got a 2-0 lead, set up 73 here for another break with John O'Shea back on 190. Another big game coming up in Brian Hallas and Jason Askew. So we've got 5 games in play at the UK. Lee Evans and Paul Holloway are warming up. And we've got 2 that are completed. So Rhys Davis and Toll Richardson are already in the last 8. So soon we will know what that final 8 is when these 6 games get underway. John O'Shea coming back to the board here with 90. Dudbridge has left tops. John O'Shea takes it. So not a great start from John O'Shea, but then pinches that third leg to hold on to throw and 2-1. Any updates in Germany?
Very important one, isn't it? Well, Ronnie Hybrix is potentially, he's just taken it, 15 dart, goes 4-0 up on throw against Gurdance. That looks likely that Ronnie Hybrix is going to make himself through to the last stage. Kiss is currently 1-0 up, but I was just going to come back to your game. This game isn't that important for Dudbridge. Realistically, he's through already. But John O'Shea, 3 points. That's definitely suspect. He needs the points. He really needs that win, doesn't he?
Yeah. John O'Shea had a poor day yesterday. He's come on very strong today. I saw his last game where, like it says, up until the last 2 legs, was averaging 100 all the way through. So he's had a very good day, very good scoring day today. But as you said, not as important for Mark Dudbridge, but very good for confidence if he can get himself through to the final game, if not go on and win it all. And he's scoring now with 2 140s and a 139 in this leg, leaving 82 after 9. He's playing very well.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to dive into the chat room. Tiz, yeah, you know, always. We need Phil chasing what balls. Yep. Double bluff darts, playing cards back in the chat room. How you going? Hope all is good. Jenkins in Milton Keynes on the brink and needs something bigly.
Yeah, I'm just switching over there now to have a look. Looking at the story, not a great performance with a 70 average. This lead sort of sums it up. He's on 112 with scores of 60, 30, 50, even a score of 9 in there. He's got an opportunity here with 112. All he can do is set it up. So it's looking likely he'll go 5-1 behind.
Jenks on the brink of defeat.
And he does, yeah. Andy Jenkins, 5-1 behind.
They're going to go back to Niedernhausen. Ronnie Hybrix 2 legs away, Luke, from stage 2.
Yeah, he's in a commanding position, Ronnie Hybrix. Does it like Gurdon may be able to pinch this leg back on throw and get it back to 4-1. Ronnie Hybrix stepped himself 1-4-7 after 12. But at the end of the day, whether Ronnie Hybrix wins or loses this match, it'll reflect very positively on what he's done so far. Really good performances. And I think it's huge for his confidence.
Again, over on board 8, Jared Cole takes a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, good start for Jared Cole, having a very good run today. and would not be surprised at all if he goes all the way to see it through today.
Dive back into the chat room. Someone says, "Who's Andy Jenkins?" Got to a world semi-final back in the day, mate. It's not too bad. No, he's not been on the tour for a couple of years. He floats in and out from Portsmouth, but on his day, an absolute handful. Tugboat, any thoughts on the guest presenter slot? We are looking at something for the Pro Tours, mate. We've sort of like sorted out Q School and got everyone voted in, and people have taken time off work and everything to do it, so we can't really change that. But looking at something along those lines for the Pro Tour or the Super Series, whatever you want to call it. Kissed 1-1 and Hybrix 1 away. So we're going to go to Niedernhausen as they coming towards an end with Luke.
Yeah, Hybrix has kicked off 96 in this last leg, averaging 88, so a good standard. Gurdon's only averaging 76, so he hasn't put up a lot of resistance. And a 180 from Ronnie Hybrix, pretty much, barring disaster, puts him in the position to win this 6-0. But yeah, if you've missed any of his previous games, he won his first 3 games today 6-0. So this is just a continuation of the form we've seen from him all day.
Yeah, definitely. Again, the last one, Jose Justicia and Daniel Petrie underway as well. So that is all the finals now underway in Niedernhausen. But I'm going to go back to board number 5 with Lee quickly. Jenks, is he out?
Looking very likely. Not playing well here. How he's played all day. He's not shown in his game. He's averaging around 70 at the moment, so not a good performance. One player who is standing out early on in his game, Jason Askew, been doing well all day, averaging 104 currently in his 2-0 lead over Brian Hallas, and come out this leg with a 140 and a 134. Just another update as well, Jared Toll, Donalund very nicely, 2-1 lead, got a break to throw, 3 consecutive tons here, and then a 134 to set up 67. Coming back to the board for a 3-1, and he takes that out. So Jared Toll, 3-1 up.
Huge shot. Ronnie Hybrix wins that game 6-0. 12 dart in the last leg, takes out 1-4-2. Brilliant performance, really well deserved. You, without doubt, you'd have to look at the results today and say Ronnie Hybrix was the most deserved and to go through automatically. But fair play to him. A 1-4-2 in the last leg is very impressive.
2
Ends on a
finals
bagel.
done and dusted in Niedernhausen. Ronnie Hybrix getting the job done. Right, Christian Kiss 2-1, Petrie and Justicia level. Where are we going with those two? And Jenkins has gone, I believe, Lee.
Yeah, Jenkins has done not played well at all in this game. Had a very good day, so should take a lot from today and put himself in a very good position. But just run out of steam in that last game and loses 6-1.
He's on 4 points, so he's reached the hallowed mark. So should be enough for Rocky in that one on the order of merit. Like you say, Askew running away, 3-0. Flash Dudbridge 4-2 against the Joker, and Jared Cole 3-1 up, as is Darren Johnson over on board number 4. Adam in the chat room, Jenkins loses 4 points, should be enough. Yeah, 100%. He should be there or thereabouts. A love for Ronnie Hybrix in the chat room as well, everyone. Again, played some stunning stuff all day. I'm going to go over to Niedernhausen as well. So, how are we looking?
Yeah, this is a tight affair between Hempel and Kiss so far. Not the best averages, no spectacular throws so far. 2-2, and Kiss got the throw. Does look as though Kiss might be able to take a 3-2 lead here. But yeah, really close one. And it would be nice to see the BDO ex-world champion back on the big stage.
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully injury problems have now passed him by and he is there or thereabouts. Jose Justicia taking a 1-0 lead over Daniel Petrie as well.
Yeah, that one went quite deep actually. There wasn't the best leg I'd ever seen when I flicked to it, but Justicia, I think experience is going to tell in that game. Petrie's never been in this position before. However, either player is pretty much safe now in the order of merit. It's highly likely that both will get through. So they're playing for pride and they're playing for confidence. But other than that, the spots are pretty much decided. They're both pretty much through.
Again, big moments as well in the UK. Jared Cole 4-2 up, and Mark Dudbridge is 1 away from another final. Disappointment yesterday, but he's close again. John O'Shea needs to win 4 on the spin. Just kind of where John O'Shea is on the actual order of merit, how many points he's got.
I believe he's on 3 before this.
Let's have a look.
13 data for Justicia. Takes 2-0 lead.
Yeah, John O'Shea 3 points, so he will have some work to do tomorrow.
And he's in trouble. He's in big trouble here with Dudbridge coming off with a 135 and 140 on throw. So he's in real big trouble and will need a couple of results tomorrow if Dudbridge
We'll stay with you, Lee. Call it in then, as it looks as if it's going to be Dudbridge 6-2, but let's get it signed, sealed and delivered.
Yeah, after 9 darts, Dudbridge has left 148. O'Shea not put enough pressure on with only a ton and a 55 store, then follows that up with a 45. So looking likely here that Dudbridge will see this out. 148, a minimum of 6 darts. Adrian O'Shea storing in this, potentially 9. 120, brilliant setup play by Dudbridge. Dudbridge leaves 28 with O'Shea on 301. O'Shea just coming to the board, just an up down, another down. Jared Toll is now to 5. So Jared Toll is now thrown for the Dame. In the other one, Dudbridge 28. O'Shea back on 241. Dudbridge misses. So won't be crucial misses just at the moment as O'Shea's all the way back on 241. But can Dudbridge come back and take this out? O'Shea puts on a bit of pressure there with a 140. So a brilliant store 140, but being so far behind, still left a 3 for the Chetos on 101. Can Dudbridge see this through? 28. No, Dudbridge misses more match darts. So Dudbridge leaves himself 7. John O'Shea coming back for 101 after a 140 setup. Can John O'Shea take this out? No, 54 leaves 47. Dudbridge 7. Can he take this out? Just waiting on Dudbridge to see if he can. In the meantime, Jared Toll, a 12 darter to settle that one 6-2 at the same time as Dudbridge taking it out with a final dart to win 6-2. So Dudbridge wins 6-2 against O'Shea, and on the other board, Jared Toll with a 101 average and his best performance of the day with a 6-2 win.
Also as well, Askew on the verge against Brian Hallas, 5-0. Superb from Askew.
Yeah, playing really well, storing very well, averaging around mid-90s. Askew looking likely to see this one through. Maybe not in this leg, but we'll see it through. Brian Hallas has had a brilliant day, but I would expect here Jason Askew to see this one through in the next few minutes.
Going to go back to Niedernhausen, the 2 finals. Keynes and Justicia in control, Luke.
Yeah, we've got a tale of 2 stories. Keynes just broken with a 14 dart to take a 4-2 lead, but the standard in this one isn't the best. It's a close game, and it's interesting to watch, but realistically, we're not seeing outstanding averages there. In the other game, Justicia came in with a 13 dart to take a 2-1, to take a 2-0 lead, then a 12 dart to go 3-0 up, but Petrie's just come back with a 13 dart for his own to bring this match back to 3-1. So it's Justicia's throw, both averaging 103. Brilliant match.
Scenes. It's all going down. Darren Johnson only needs 1 more against Lee Crooks. 5-2. Lee Evans and Paul Holloway tied at 2-all on board 3 as 2 of the finals are warming up as well in Milton Keynes. as we get down
Bill,
to business.
So just the update. Askew, who I says I don't expect him to see it through in this lead, has seen it through in this lead with a 140 to leave 41. Brian Hallas missing darts. Jason Askew takes it out, and we have another bagel with a 6-0 win for Jason Askew to continue his brilliant form that he's showing today.
Yeah, decent average from Askew as well, showing his quality. And we did say in the build-up to it that he would be a massive threat if he could control the nerves. He does get quite nervous. Dan has just joined the chat room, one of our teammates. How are we going, Dan? Top show as always. He's got Luke, who's on the shirt behind you. Funny you should say that. We spoke about this as we were getting ready, Luke, but over to you who the shirt is.
It is David Ginola, ex-Newcastle player, which is bad for my own history of being a Sunderland fan. But yeah, David Ginola.
Who I'd just like to say did win Player of the Year when he was at Spurs.
Oh, not that. I'll take that.
All good. Right, here we are. One game left in the last 16, and Milton Keynes tied at 2-2. Oh, I tell you what an absolute belter of a final. Jason Askew against Jared Cole. Hold on to your hats there. That could be an absolute humdinger.
What a day. What a
Temple
day.
levels it up.
Again, they're still warming up. So we will jump to Niedernhausen. Those last two games are coming towards their climax. Justicia in control, but Kist, work to do, Luke.
Yeah. Hempel's just leveled up at 4-4. Really good start on throw. Took the leg with a 15 darter, I believe. Kist hasn't started well in this leg with the throw. 260s. Hempel's left himself 3-1-6 after 6, but this could be a big break opportunity now for Florian Hempel.
Petri pulls one back against Justicia. 4-2, but the Spaniard in control.
Yeah, he's played well all match. I think Justicia, for me, other than Ronnie Hybrix, has been the standout performer. This game especially, he's played exceptional in pretty much every leg. One off leg there has let Petri get a little bit of a foothold in the game on throw, but all Justicia has to do is win his legs on throw, and he's through quite easily.
I must admit, I fancy Justicia to win his card, if I'm being honest, in stage 2.
I tend to agree. Yeah, I agree.
Going to go back to Lee. Holloway leads 3-2. Doesn't seem that like it's a quick, free-flowing game, this one.
Brilliant. Yeah. Holloway got a lead and a break. Playing some decent stuff he has done today. Storing not brilliant in this one. Both around late 70s, but Holloway got control at this midway stage.
Again, just scrolling through social media as well. Again, a lot of buzz around it. Remember, if you see our links, please share. For those that don't know about online darts, this is your one-stop shop for everything you need for Q School and PDC. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, come and say hello in the chat room. We don't bite. Got a great community here. Someone's put in the chat room, any news about the disqualification yesterday? Yeah, I think it was a little bit of nothing. By the sounds of it, he was just timed out, didn't make it to his board in time. So it wasn't as grand as what it seemed at the time. Of course, a lot of players practicing in their rooms until the last minute. Can't possibly suggest why that is, but they are. As Kist goes behind for the first time.
Yeah. Hempel came in with a good break there, but hasn't kicked on again. We saw the same from Kist last leg. You really need to kick on and start well here. After 9 darts, still being left on 339, it probably isn't good enough. But Kist again, poor from him, 32 with his third 3 darts. It's poor. The quality of this game has been a bit poor, but Hempel now with a 140, 199 left. he's looking good. This looks like it could be curtains for Christian Keynes.
As well, and the other one,
Back with a
just
180.
easy control.
Yeah, Justice is still strong. Petri's got 97 left. This has been another poor leg. Both are faltering a little bit towards the final stages, but it looks like Justice will get over the line, I think.
We'll stay with you in Niedernhausen. That's where all the action is.
Yeah,
All eyes are on.
See what happens with Hempel. Yeah, Hempel's got 100 left. He needs to take this out, and that'll be a 6-4 win over an ex-world champion. And he has missed. 90 scored, 10 left. Christian Keynes has 28 left. 3 dots at it to take us to 5-5, and he would have to throw in the final leg. Keynes bust his score, so Hempel another 3 clear darts at 5-5 should he need them. Justice is missing plenty of chances in the other game. And Hempel's missed again, leaves himself 4. So Christian Keynes has got another 3 clear darts, 14 to win this leg, and he's busted again. The nerves are getting to them. Hempel's got 4 left. Really needs to take this out. Keynes did very well to get himself back in this leg as well, but he's not going to win the match. He's been beaten. There, Hempel takes out 2-2 with 1 dart. 6-4 win for Hempel. He is the 3rd player from the EU through to stage 2.
But again, just touching on that, I think another day's play for Keynes is potentially a good thing.
Yeah, with the injury wars he's had, I think it's huge for Christian Keynes, even more so than Matt Campbell. We've seen him play at the top of the game, but he's had so many problems in the last couple of years. Confidence is going to be shot. But if he can get a couple of days where he gets to a final stage, then he should be feeling confident that he can get through in the points route at least in EU Q score in the 2nd stage.
Definitely. So 1 game left in Europe, which Luke is going to stay there. But we're going to bring you up the scores from Milton Keynes as 1 final is underway. Lee.
Yeah, had a bit of a slow start to it. Starting to pick up a little bit now. Hennington with a 2-0 lead over Richardson, and in the final last 16 game, Holloway has now got darts at 9 to take this to a 5-2 and misses. So Lee Evans coming back here to take this take it to 4-3 and extend this last 16 game even more. Can he do it? Yes, final dart. Lee Evans takes it, so 4-3 in that game, and Richardson 2-0 behind.
Just going to jump into the chat room a second. Someone asking about online darts merch. Yes, it will be coming, guys. We're just sorting out and supplies and everything like that. We're testing out a few, which is obviously what the ones you can see on now. But yes, there will be some online darts merch coming very, very soon. Someone asked what I thought on the incident between Worsley and MVG. Look, wasn't there. I'm sure it would have gone to the DRA, so we'll have some notes from the DRA on it soon, but look, none of us were there, so don't really know. Adam MacArthur says, playing in the MODUS online league has helped players. Cole, Askew, Monk, Sherrick, Jenkins, all done enough to qualify. Just easier as well, played in it. Yeah, I certainly think that the ones that played a lot of online stuff last year when there wasn't anything around has kept them match sharp and battle ready, guys. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree completely. I think the online darts league, including the home tours, has been absolutely huge for keeping sharpness all year. We saw such a long period where we wouldn't have had any darts. People would have been coming into the match play so like poor form, just no experience of playing in a repression scenario. Whereas the home tour and the MODUS darts league, they served a brilliant purpose.
Yeah, 100%. How are we looking in that final game?
Justicia has taken a 5-3 lead. He broke through in the last leg, and he's had a 180 in here, surrounded by a 24 and a 60. So, you know, the consistency is not where it needs to be. And considering we saw 103 average in the early parts of this game, we're down to an 88. So he's slightly faltering towards the end, but It doesn't look like the pressure's going to get to him, although that could be famous last words. It does look like he will take us out.
We'll stick with you then, and we'll see it out the final ones.
Yeah, he's got a 30 there, but Petrie's followed that up with a 38. So they really are faltering towards the end of the game. Justicia's got 207 left after 12 darts. And that's a 96 to leave, 111. So it's doable for Justicia. We've seen that these sort of finishes on the Pro Tour before. Petrie's gone 95 to leave 160. So very, very tough finish, but Justicia doesn't want to let him have a chance. We've seen form from Petrie at the start of this game, and Justicia's left double 10. So Petrie's got to take out the 160, or this game could be done and dusted. Petrie's only managed to 45, so 3 clear darts for Jose Justicia to be the final player from the EU on day 2 to get through to the second stage of Q School. There seems to be a theme within the EU that the winning line slowly gets further and further away, but that's more missed darts, 3 missed at double 10. He's busted his score. So Daniel Petrie, 115 left to get through to one more, and he hasn't. 95 scored, leaves himself on double 10 as well, but Justicia another 3 darts at double 10 to win this match. Absolutely crucial that he doesn't miss this, and he's done it. 1 dart, Justicia, final player through, 6-3, and that's EUQ School done and dusted for day 2.
There we have it, day 2 of 1B in Niedernhausen. Jose Justicia, David Venken, Florian Hempel, and Ronnie Hybrix all taking automatic spots into stage 2. But good days for Matt Campbell, Daniel Petrie, Christian Kist, and Marcel Gurden. All probably done enough on terms of the order of merit. Now, all eyes go to Milton Keynes as we have one last 16 game coming to an end. 3 finals in play and 1 to come, gentlemen. So let's dive straight in. Lee, will come to you first. Cole and Askew tied at 1-1.
Yeah, Askew started the strong scoring-wise, but Toll got himself back into this and has now got himself a nice advantage here with a throw of 80. So Toll is playing a lot better. Just on the one last 16 game, Holloway's coming to the board and Tate's now 92. So Holloway is the last person through to the final 8. So Holloway wins 6-3.
There we have it, gentlemen. We have the finals all underway. Take your pick.
Go on, you've been watching this all day. Whichever match you want to watch, you go for, and I'll take up anything else.
So, Luke, yesterday I made a massive mistake, and Phil will tell you on this. When I picked a Dane, and then T's had the other one that was 5-0 and ended 6-5. So I am currently watching Askew and Cole. However, if you want me to switch, I will happily switch because I got it wrong yesterday.
You go for that, right? I'll stick with Flash. I'll watch Dudbridge against Davies, who's just taken a 3-0 lead.
Curse of picking the games.
Yes.
And board 3 as well. Kyle Richardson, work to do, trails 4-1. Going to take a big effort for him to get back into this.
Askew's just taken a 2-1 lead and a break to throw against Toll and starts off now with 100.
Here we have it. The excitement builds, ladies and gentlemen. Pausing to get our breath. We're going to go for one final ad break here, and then you will have coverage to the very end of the day. We'll see you on the other side of this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. Finals all, and well, one warming up, but the others all underway here in Milton Keynes on day 2 of stage 1B. And Askew in control against Cole 3-1.
Yeah, stepped it up massively in that lead with a 14 dart lead. Cole now needs to pick it up, only around mid-70s at the moment. Like it says, Askew taking control, taking the first lead, but Cole starting off here with a ton.
Again, Dudbridge not making the same mistakes as yesterday by the look of it either on board 1.
Yeah, no, he's playing very confidently. 102 average in his first few legs to 3-0 so far, but it looks like it could be 4. He's got 3 clear to double 16 to take this out, and he's with 3. So Mark Dudbridge now leads 4-0 against Rhys Davies.
And again, over on board 3, Kyle Richardson on the brink of defeat. Lead trails 5-1. Can we see a way back?
I don't think so now, but a dud run by Kyle Richardson. Very good run today.
Yeah. It's all going down. I'm just going to go back into the chat room while you guys are watching there. How are we all doing in the chat room? Going along well here today. Thank you for your support as always. We know. Hope you're going to join us all across the weekend as well. Where are we? Asking about times and everything. They've all been answered by you guys. Are amazing in the chat room. Jared Cole, leg back on the board, Lee.
Yeah, dud holder throw, dud solid holder throw. Askew only starting with a 58 here as well. So opportunity here for Cole to put some pressure on, puts it on with a ton. Decent start, can potentially pull this back. Currently 12 points behind in the average. 12 points difference, sorry, in the average. Askew around 90. Cole on 78. Askew only scoring 96 here. So an opportunity here for Cole to put some pressure on and close this gap.
Again, Dudbridge in complete control as well for you, Luke.
Yeah, back-to-back 140s has brought him right back into this leg. Rhys Davies is only at 43 to leave himself on 91. So Dudbridge, he's got 90 left to possibly take a 5-0 lead, break a throw. And from there, I can't see any other winner than Mark Dudbridge.
It's all looking...
He hasn't taken it out.
And he hasn't blown the opportunity. And I believe, Lee, we have a result. First one of stage 1B in Milton Keynes.
Yeah, Kyle Richardson is out. Lost 6-1 to Martin Hennigan. So that is our first person through to stage 2 today with a 6-1 win. Not a great standard, both around the 80 mark, but Hennigan doing enough after Richardson missing plenty of dots at double.
Again, just going to jump back into the chat room quickly. John Ford, I've been here from the start and I've been here to the end. Great work, guys. Thank you. It's our pleasure, mate. I'm glad you've been along. But we're going to go back to Luke as Dudbridge on the brink of going one better than yesterday.
Yeah, 63-3, and Mark Dudbridge has gone 5-0 up. Rhys Davies has made a good attempt against the throw with a 140 to potentially give himself the chance of a break, but Dudbridge responds with a 140 in kind. 261 left after 6 darts. Playing some really good stuff, Mark Dudbridge. So, yeah, well deserving of getting through to stage 2 now.
We'll stick with you because that one's going to be the one that finishes first.
Yeah, it does look like that. So, yeah, Mark Dudbridge has hit a ton and a ton 40 so far in this leg, but just a 41 leaves the door slightly ajar for Rhys Davies if he can go in with at least a ton. 276 left after the first 6 starts he's thrown, but we haven't really seen the quality, and it's only a 41. So, this is now set up for Mark Dudbridge to cruise home. 220 left. He should be able to take this out in a minimum 6 starts, but more likely he should get 9, I think, but only 60. Leaves Rhys Davies again with another chance. He's got to take one of these. Needs at least a treble, if not 2. 85
to Lee. So, just going to jump to Lee quickly. Jason Askew doing marvellous things by the look of it.
Yeah, another break throw, averaging now around mid-90s. Storing wise, he's playing really well. Cole hit back with a 140 here, but we'll go back to Dudbridge.
This is nearly finished now. 60 left for Mark Dudbridge. Rhys Davies has left himself 60, but Dudbridge is going to get the first chance at this. So he should get 2 clear darts at tops to take this match 6-0. And he hasn't taken the chance. He's only scored 50, which means Rhys Davies is going to get darts at tops to take this to 5-1 and a break and throw, more importantly. He has not taken his chance either. So Mark Dudbridge, 5-5, 3 darts.
Suspense.
I know, the suspense is killing me. There we go, 3 darts. Mark Dudbridge, 6-0, 89 average for the match. Gets himself through to stage 2. Well-deserved, good performance from Dudbridge.
Congratulations to Mark Dudbridge. A bagel straight to Lee as well.
Yeah, Jason Askew, 171 left, puts in a 171 to leave double 4 and takes it first start. 16 dart lead to wrap this up with a mid-90 average for Jason Askew. Massive well done now to Jared Toll. All the way, good run to the final today. For me, picked up enough points to get through. I believe that puts him on 5, maybe 4 or 5. Should be enough.
4. I don't think anything yesterday. So yeah, 100%. Great day.
4 today. Yeah, very good run by Jared Toll. Should have done enough now to see himself through to Sunday. But another day on the board tomorrow for Jared Toll.
100%. Eric says, see you Sunday, guys. You certainly will. Right, last one. Paul Holloway against Darren Johnson. I'm just going to do jiggery, get another layer done up so we can have the scores on the doors like we had last time. So bear with me, guys.
Who would you say was your stand-up performer then today, Lee, from the UKQ school?
Jason Askew. He was outstanding all day. Just looking at numbers here, I think last 2 games, pressure games, hit him 94, averaging both of those games, and a 6-2 and a 6-0 win against Brian Hallas and Jared Toll. What I would say as well is Jason Askew beating those 2. If it wasn't for Askew, then were 2 that really stood out. I thought Jared Toll was outstanding today as well. Oh, what about in Europe?
I think when you look back as well, I was just saying, Cheeseman to knock Cheeseman out as well. He did play it really well today, Jason Askew. I think he's had a very, very good performance. I think for me, you can't look any further than Ronnie Hybrix. Winning 4 of your games 6-0 is seriously impressive stuff, especially for a guy who haven't seen another 2 for a couple of years. Came through quite a tough game against Gino Voss, averaging just an 87, but it was enough to get him through. So yeah, Ronnie Hybrix for me was really impressive, and it would be nice to see him get back on the tour if he can do.
Yeah, definitely. We're just waiting for this last one to warm up. Go on, Lee. Up to you, mate.
Oh, yeah, all I was going to say is I think it'll be good. It'll be good to have, if he can get through over stage 2, it'd be good to have Hybrix back on the tour. No, he's a bit of a fan's favourite, Ronnie Hybrix, so it'd be good to see him back. Be interesting seeing the chat as well, who people thought was their performance of the day in UK and Europe, and who they think from today, who's still playing today, who they think can get through stage 2.
That's the interesting one. You know, players are going to get through here on 4 points and are going to win games, but the question is who can actually continue that form into stage 2. Have we seen players that get from 4 points just get through in like position 35, 34? Are they going to be the players that get through? Probably not, but we've seen some good performances. The guys that are winning. I mean, Jose Marquez yesterday was exceptional. Could we see a second Portuguese player to it? It's possible. I didn't think so at the start of the day, but he proved me wrong. And there's been some exceptional performances that really indicate some good form for stage 2.
Yeah, definitely. I say, get in the chat room. Who do you think are going to win cards? What we've seen so far, and who that hasn't qualified so far will qualify for stage 2. There's been some big performances today. A lot of players getting points on the board. So let us know, everyone, who you think can still get the job done.
Yeah, one as well, Phil.
You shouts there
one as
first,
well
thank
to
you.
mention. I know it's just been mentioned in the chat. John Ford, Nick Fullwell. What a performance he's had today. Started off with a 106. Only got knocked out by Jared Toll, who, as I've said, had a really good run today. Only the last lead really let him down. Hold a throw, probably one of the best aims I've seen today between Fullwell and Toll. After 8 leads, hold a throw, both of them were playing really well on throw. So Nick Fullwell is certainly one to watch for me as well in stage 2.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. It's all good. We're just waiting on this last game to warm up, and it's just gone live now. So give a minute, guys. We will have it up on the screen. I'm just going to do some jiggery pokery on screen. Past that, the guys will talk you through what's going down.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
wanted
so
to say a
just
few
while
bits in
that's-
the chat about David Venkin. I was
Go on, Lou.
quickly just Venkin was brilliant yesterday. He was the only person yesterday who made the last stage, got knocked out, but came back the next day as confident as you like. Went and steamrolled his way through Matt Campbell, who was no mug. Matt Campbell's played really well, and we've seen him a few times on the stage. Venkin's had a brilliant performance. So yeah, it's a good shout in the chat sheet.
Well, just setting that up. Holloway and Johnson have just started. Holloway's on 3-2-3 after 9, and Johnson's on 2-5-7.
Better today, do you think? 3 out of 2.
Sorry, say that then.
Who do you think's played better out of the 2 today so far that we've seen out of Holloway and Johnson?
I think Johnson's got better as the days got on. I think that's what we've seen with the ones who've progressed so far. So I think if I had to edge towards one taking this, I would probably say Johnson, just because I think he's progressively got better. Where Holloway's sort of been at a steady point all day, but I'd expect it to be pretty close. Just
We want to see 6-5.
Led one now. Holloway's got 1-4-4. Johnson's coming back to the board with 30 points for an early break and Tate in 2. So Darren Johnson 1-0 up against Paul Holloway.
Keep going. I get up on screen what everyone wants to see. Got a crop it 'cause it's a different size to everything else.
I didn't realise that Danny Lowry got over the 94 average.
Yeah, so Lowry went out with a 94, and I believe Badish went out with a 92. So both stood very well in their games, but unfortunately, look to the draw, come up against someone who's playing well. Means a big day for both of them tomorrow.
We've seen him a few times at the Players Championship finals and on the Pro Tour. He made the last 16 I think in 2018. So very tough game that for Danny Lauby. He got very unlucky with that draw, and hopefully he gets the chance to prove himself against maybe one of the lesser opponents tomorrow, because he's got the quality that he needs to get through into the second stage of Q School.
And I think as part of that as well, it's the added pressure. So the lot of the draw would be good for both players, but they've also got that added pressure. Now they've got one day, whereas obviously obviously we had the 3 days where they could step it up, and unfortunately they haven't got there to that standard just yet. But it's not just that standard they need all day; it's also to handle that pressure to make sure they can see it through, because they need that run to the final to guarantee for me.
Just like magic.
There we go.
Here it is. So here we go. So you can all watch along.
We get to see Holloway really clean to gear here.
No, not at all. Couple of questions in the chat room as well. Good day for the Irish. Yep, 100%. Baggish needs to step up. Needs a big, big day. Predictions on for tomorrow. We'll have a look and let you know. You think Shane McGurk has got a chance tomorrow? Yeah, look, off the top of my head, I can't remember what he did today, but he certainly saw some good stuff from him yesterday. Level at 1-1, and standard not the best. I come to the end of the day here. I'm feeling probably a little bit fatigued, gents.
Yeah,
I know.
They've been at it now for a few hours.
This is where it really tests you. I think that's where the challenge tour for me isn't perfect reflection of players who play the best of the Pro Tour. On the Pro Tour, we usually see, is it, I think, 6 games, or maybe 7. It's 6 or 7 to win an event. The challenge tour, you're playing sort of 13, 14 games if you want to get to the final of both events. And it's going on from 10 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night some days. The challenge tour is such a long, grueling process. So for these players, the prize of getting onto the professional tour is one reward, but also not have to play the grueling slog that is the challenge tour. Because when we see it and we see 2 events in a day, it is such a task to get through and play the entire 12 hours that you're going to be playing for.
Agree. It is absolutely grueling at times.
Better start from Holloway
And in this one, yeah, he's sort of woken up a bit. Leg nerves perhaps as they both step this up. Again, 1-1 in the chat room. Who are you going for? Johnson or Holloway? Let us all know. Finally poised at 1-1. If you had 20 pence to put on it, which side of the fence would you be going? Yeah. Here we go. In the chat room, AJ is in the house. Good couple of days from you, mate. Good points on the board. Nice to see you along in Milton Keynes joining us for the final as well, mate.
Yeah, he's done very well over the 2 days. I think he's on around 4 points now. Should have done enough. Certainly on Sunday as well.
Yeah, definitely. Again, AJ, let us know. Do you think you've done enough on 4 points? Have you reached the hallowed moment? Let us know. Ish, like that. Good response.
Just looking at the rankings at the moment. So 21st, the top 21 are on 4 points. So I would expect that 4 would be enough. Obviously, we're going to have the one more drop off, the winner of this one, plus the 4 winners tomorrow. So surely 4 will be enough for them.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess where it'll get interesting is if we have Lowbury or Badish or these people who run 0, if they are the ones that go on and win a tour card. Because I think what we've seen in stage 1A, it was a lot of the people who were winning them points. But if we have some of those who are on 0 at the moment, which both Darren Johnson and Paul Holloway was coming into today, it could make it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, 100%. Paul Holloway takes a 2-1 lead over Darren Johnson in the final place. It's all getting interesting here at Milton Keynes. To be fair, regardless of the result, the loser will have enough on points on the board. The joy of getting to a final puts you on that magical 4 points, gents.
Yeah, good leg difference as well for preparing them. I mean, we're looking at a +9 and a +8. As long as neither of them get railroaded, they're in a position anyway to get to a leg difference. We saw that happen in stage 1A. So that's another thing for AJ. He's got a much better leg difference than someone like Daniel Albie. So even should he get to 4 points, it's likely that he'll get through anyway. So I think 4 should be enough. Both of these players are probably safe. That's one thing that, we haven't given an automatic place to the players who've made the quarterfinals, but realistically, everyone who's made the quarterfinals is through anyway. About 4 points, you're going to get through anyway. So should we have just sent 8 through? I don't know, but they're going to be through. It gives them another day of experience, whoever loses, but I think both players are pretty much safe.
Yeah, definitely. A few late arrivals to the chat room as well. Welcome along, everyone. Jordan says, hi lads, loving the content. And what does he need tomorrow? Don't know. We'll have a look, mate, after this one, see if we can work it out for you. Lendl, 4 is 100% enough. There you go. AJ has spoken, mate. He says 4 is the magic number. So welcome to stage 2. Thanks very much for taking care of the question, mate. I haven't got the league table in front of me, as we are concentrating on this one. As Holloway stretches his legs, 3-1. And break a throw. Johnson with it all to do here. Adam in the chat room. Yep, anyone entering stage 2, mate? AJ, best tell the wife. Yep, you're there, mate. You're in stage 2. Congratulations. FDI never short of the mark when it's terms of numbers. This one, scrappy start to this leg though, gents.
I know we shouldn't read into averages too much, but Holloway's average for the day so far is only 80, and Johnson started in 87.6. So, it wasn't necessarily in the script, but you can't fault someone if they perform in when it matters and when you're under the pressure, and Holloway's doing that so far.
Yes. But they've woken up. We say that it was scrappy. Johnson has a squeak here of a break back. More than a squeak now, Lee.
Yeah, 1 treble here and 2 would be ideal, but 1 treble here would, for me, put him in control of this, especially with Holloway scoring so far. As I say that, treble-less visit from Johnson. If Holloway, same with them, I think one treble here should be enough to put that pressure on and put himself in a position to be favourite. Just not solid scoring from either of them. Just not solid scoring from either of them.
Again, though, we saw this yesterday. The finals at times were a little bit of an anticlimax compared to what we'd seen all day, where fatigue and pressure of what's at stake steps into play.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt, it does. It's a long day, a lot of games, and I think with one thing to take into account, it's a lot of games where there hasn't been match practice for months for some of these players. Getting on close to 12 months to real match practice, so I think it is a long day for them, and that's why we have seen a drop off in a few of the last 8 games.
Yeah, there we have it. 4-1. Paul Holloway now in complete control of this final here in Milton Keynes. what Darren Johnson got in the locker. Daniel asked in the chat room, do we think that Danny Baggish will do it tomorrow? Sadly, based on what we've seen so far, no, I don't think he will, gents. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he will either. I think it's too far gone now. You need a 1 or 2 points, even just for a bit of confidence on day 1 or 2. But I think for me, to get all the way through the last 8 on the form that he's shown so far, I think that's going to be a difficult task. We know he's got the potential, but I don't see it happening.
I just think it's extra pressure as well, Lee. The fact that he knows before a dart's thrown on one day, he has to make a final bare minimum, 1 to get to the 4 points, or win it to go to stage 2. That is huge, huge pressure on Danny Baggish's shoulders.
Yeah, I'm still going to say I think he can do it, and he will do it. It's a lot of pressure, but a lot of these players play tournaments all year round, yeah, where their mindset is, we need to go and win this tournament. There's no difference for Baggish tomorrow. He's just got to go out there, and it's all on him. He's not resting on any other results. He just needs to make sure he goes out there and does it. I still think he will do it. I'm going to be more optimistic than you two on this one with Baggish. I think he will. But I also predicted Johnson to win this one. So that says it all about my predictions, don't it?
Well, in the chat room, do you agree? Can Baggish do it, or will Baggish do it? Let you know, or is it too much pressure for one day? As Holloway, 76 points to go, within 1 of winning and also place in stage 2. Johnson is on a finish, but Holloway should get at least 1 dart here at the outer ring. And as missed, Darren Johnson gets a lifeline. Can he take the lifeline is the question. Third, and could that be a tide changer, Lee?
Well, yesterday we had a 5-0 and then turned around to 6-5. Today we've got a 4-1. So why not? Why not?
I like that as well, AJ, in the comments, taking the Fifth Amendment with no comments on the Danny Baggish situation. Completely respect that, mate, because he's someone that you've got to play, so no problem with that at all.
Phil,
Adam
just
makes
one
a
thing
good
on
point in the chat room. Go on,
Go
Lee,
on,
go
then.
on,
Yeah,
fire away, mate.
fire away.
No,
No,
go
all I
on,
was
fire away,
gonna
mate.
say is to
I'll
add
come
on
back
to
to
that,
one.
we talked about Baggish and Lowbury and how they're sitting on 0 at the moment and how much tomorrow is a big day for them. If they can get through, how much confidence coming through the pressure day tomorrow will that then give them? I actually think it puts them in a great position going into the 4 days of the final stage. That much pressure where they need to win every day. That, for me, it puts them in a strong position to go on and win a tour card, not just have a good run in stage 2.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Adam makes a point in the chat room. Should Baggish have been in stage 1? I know he obviously hasn't played on the Challenge Tour, whatever, but what he did in the World Championship, should that have put him in stage 2, do you think?
I agree with what people say in chat. If you were good enough, you'd have got through stage 1. Look, whether Baggish should have been in stage 2 or stage 1, the PDC set the parameters out of being on the Challenge Tour and he didn't play on the Challenge Tour. Yeah, he had an exceptional World Championship and potentially could have had a tour card if he'd made the quarterfinals, but he didn't. So I'm all for him going into stage 1. And, like everyone else, thought he would get through quite comfortably, but that's what the Q School throws up. It throws up some shocks, and we don't always get the people that we expect to come through and get a tour card. So for me, I'm all right with being in stage 1. Out stage 2. However, next year I would like to see some CVC tour card holders, Asian Tour, DPA members get spots into stage 2, just to give us a little bit more variation. The guys that do qualify.
100% agree. TK shots, yeah, I'm just working on something, mate. I've got a little bit of an internet issue. It's gone a little bit laggy here. That's why the sound's a little bit in and out. I'm just trying to work on that as we do this. Daz says, hi guys, can Fallon Sherrick get a tour card? 100% she can, mate, in my opinion. Her A game is up there with the very, very best. And we saw that in spells. Yes, there was patches that she didn't produce that, but also when she needed it, like on that final day when she had to win against the league, we saw the Queen step up.
Yeah, I expected to have a very good run. Take it. Very close. For me, I think she will one. I think she's playing well enough. I think, as we've said about a few players with the online stuff, I think that would have helped Fallon. I think she will, but she'll give it a very good run, if not.
Yeah. Um, 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to work on something so you two can take us through here.
Yeah. Looks like Johnson might be able to get us back to 4-all. So the comeback, as you said, Lee, might be on. Who knows? Maybe we will get a 6-4 turnaround.
Yeah, I told you my predictions was good.
Good job you didn't have to pick this last game. You managed to pick the wrong one.
As I say, he misses double 18.
Still got a good chance of winning this one, though. 191 left for Holloway.
Yeah, what a day
Can he
for
do it? Second
both
try.
players to be on zip. But both players to be on 0 and to that to the last day is a great run for both Darren Johnson and Paul Holloway.
And 2 players that I've not actually heard of. So, again, at the stage 1, with some names that aren't necessarily crowd favourites coming through the 4. And who knows, these could be the next big talents.
Yeah, what a setup shot by Holloway. 1-3-4 to put pressure on the double.
I cannot believe you've jinxed him. You've jinxed this. What have you done to him?
Oh, absolute commentator's curse.
Oh, to the max.
What have I done?
Throw. It's head in hands moments for Lee.
Unbelievable scenes. Absolute scenes.
Yeah, Holloway giving him an opportunity. What a nice day he is. 55 stars.
Oh, ton 40. Good start. Very good start.
Here we are. The comeback is on. Darren Johnson, 140. Holloway and only at 55
Huge
and 44.
Yeah, big chance for Johnson here.
Pressure mounts.
Oh, Holloway's just not clicking into gear here.
One treble. Oh, as I say, well, I was about to say one treble should be enough, and then he scores 59. I'm not. I think I'm going to leave these two to you two, because every time I say something, I'm Jim Johnson.
Oh, pressure getting to both players here.
Ton. Is a ton enough?
No, I think Holloway needs 2 trebles here. But I think one's enough. That certainly isn't enough.
40 is definitely not enough. Yeah. 5-4. Break a throw opportunity as well. Could get a George Noble for the last game.
The Noble could be on. The Noble could be on.
Last matches of the day. We only deal in no balls.
You said that now. Holloway's going to come and pinch this.
The 62 has to go, I feel. Oh, God, throw. The comeback is on. Johnson now needs to win the final two. It was the final
Nice
three. One of
140
them's
to
ticked
start
off.
us off.
Even better. It's on for the max.
180. Oh. The 9 darter is on.
Oh, could you imagine? Absolute scenes if he was the 9.
I'll take a steady 10.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
In the chat room, people are getting excited for Darren Johnson and for Dwayne Johnson. Could you imagine the Rock on tour? Oh,
The Rock Cam.
it would be the most electrifying walk-on in sports entertainment. Sorry, let's get it in.
Who would like to see the
Yeah,
Rock
again.
at Qstall? The Rock at Qstall versus Robert Thornton. What a breakdown that would be. What a watch.
Well, if we're talking fantasy darts, The Rock versus Gerwyn Price at the Winter Gardens. In the chat room as well. Yeah, he is digging in. And if he gets this done, there'll be plenty of gravy on those chips later. Huge chips and gravy fan. Andrew says, what a comeback from Johnson. Yep, this needs to go, though. Gifting a chance here to Holloway to see this out. Does it go, gents? Does the 100 go?
I'm going to go with no.
In 3. There we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Holloway, congratulations. A ton finish to break the heart of Darren Johnson. But the man from Yorkshire has done enough. Just talking on our subjects here, Chris says in the comments, MVG versus Roman Reigns. Loving it. Tim's getting involved in the Yorkshire shout. We've started something here. I'm just going to bring that down. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. An unbelievable darting drama at Milton Keynes. Johnson thought he was going to level it up, but Paul Holloway, ton finished, third dart in hand to break the heart. So let's run you through the runners and riders from Niedernhausen. David Venkin, Florian Hempel, Jose Justicia, Ronnie Hybrix, congratulations, all making it through to stage 2 today. From the UK, Flash, Mark Dudbridge, Paul Holloway, Martin Hennigan, and Jason Askew, all booking spots in stage 2. We'll come to you first, Luke, as you were in covering Niedernhausen. What a day of darting drama.
Yeah, a few good feel-good stories for Petri, for the Italians making it all the way through and probably getting himself through to stage 2. Really, really nice to see Ronnie Hybrix back to some sort of form. 4 huge wins for him. David Venkin, never ever would have called that against Matt Campbell. Campbell was playing at 96 mid-average, and then Venkin's come out, average 90, and still managed to win 6-1. Campbell went missing in the final game. Did the pressure get to him? Maybe. And how does that tell for the final stage? Where Campbell will be through, but how will he perform? Who knows? The pressure may have got to him today. And then final one was Florian Hempel, who beat Christian Kist. So another good performance from Florian Hempel. He'll be happy with himself. Didn't play brilliant all the way through the day, and I don't think he's one of the big favourites to win a card, but he's made it through the final stage, and you've got to be in it to win it.
Again, Lee, for you, some big names coming through in Milton Keynes today as well.
Yeah, some very, very good performances, as we've touched on. We've asked you, being probably the standout one for me, and the ones who didn't make it, Fullwell and Jared Toll also had good runs. Probably another one that stands out, as is in the group, we'll say AJ on 4 points, done enough. But yeah, very good day then in the UK. Very good day, and I think what it brings this is probably one A is just so many still big names in that category of not on 4 points just yet. So the pressure's going to start from game one tomorrow.
100%. Speaking of that, it is the final day of stage 1B. Players have one opportunity left, as it's been deemed the dream factory by the PDC on their social media. One day to fulfill those dreams, gentlemen, and there could be some dreams in tatters. How do you see tomorrow going? Start with you, Luke.
Well, for me, there's not that many players in the EU who aren't already in the points order of merit that I think should be. So whoever gets through automatically, it doesn't mean too much, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to have to play that day 3, and then you're going to come straight back on Sunday. Do you think it's going to be really tough for all these guys that have been on one beat, for the fact that they've got to play 7 days straight, especially the guys who haven't got through one of the earlier days? Because that is a lot of matches, and yeah, you could say you're shot, but you're going to start to fatigue if you don't get through one of the early days to get a tour card. I'm not really sure who I would pick without knowing the draw, but Luke Peters did look good in his early games and was quite unlucky against Daniel Petrie. Definitely think he's a name to watch within the next round. And maybe Willem Mandigers, who we've seen at the BDO before, he had another good day, and I think he'll be close.
Yeah, definitely. From the UK, Lee, how do you see it going?
Yeah, the one for me to keep on is going to be Badish. Like I says, I think he can. It's not really to say tipping someone, because he was probably the one in the field we expected to have a good run day one, and probably even secure his place after day one. I think it's going to be very close. Looking at the points and the lead differences, I think we're going to be in a similar situation that we was with Wayne Warren in stage 1A, and I think we are going to have a very, very close run thing, with 4 being enough, and a few getting through on 3 points, but there's still some big names around that 1, 2, and 0 mark: Lowbury, Badish, Portela, Anastasia, just to name a few, who have got a lot to do. And like I says, a lot of pressure from day one, and that draw is going to be very interesting in the morning.
100%. Well, guys, we're coming towards the end of day number 5. It's been emotional. Everyone in the chat room, massive thank you again. It's been absolutely buzzing. Again, started the weekend with us. We will be back tomorrow. Lee, is it what time start are we tomorrow in PDC? Is it 12 again?
12 of them tomorrow. Yeah, 12 of them UK, 11 for Germany.
Yeah. We are due to start the stream at 1 o'clock. However, we might do some jiggling around, see if we can start a little bit earlier. But hold fire. We'll let you know on social media later on for a definite start time. Just trying to give you as much coverage as physically we can. Gents, thanks for joining us as always. Lee, Luke, been tremendous. The chat room, we love you all. And one last time, if you haven't before you go, please hit that subscribe button here, Online Darts. I know all the boys are working behind the scenes on reports, on the live blog. Again, the whole team effort to cover Q School for you. Gentlemen, thank you very much. And we are back tomorrow for the final day of stage 1. Thank you very much.